And then I was like, you can't put spaghetti there.
But I kept on going.
Buonasera tutti. Good evening. It wouldn't be an intro without a pre-conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our campaign.
Ooh, I think our camera's a little funky.
Oh, is it a little funky?
It's just we're quite low. We look like we're falling out of the.
But like halflings, this.
I know. Believe me, with the cameras there, and
that's just how it's gonna
the new
stay.
setup currently is as we see it. Yes.
I'll just sit back.
It's hard to nail things to the castle walls, eh?
It is difficult, correct? Yeah. So I mean, you two now amazing, because my beginner background experience tells me that I need more time, but we really appreciate everyone being here for campaign 3.
Which camera?
It's really hard to
am I?
know at the same time. 2 hands.
Camera 3.
Thank you.
Camera 3, camera 2.
Wait, it doesn't exist.
Can
No,
I,
there is
can I
3
put my
cameras.
hand in your camera?
Correct. Hey, thank you very much, everybody, for
This,
the.
all right,
doesn't-
mate. All right, mate.
Shit. Didn't even realise that.
For our third campaign and the shenanigans that will
Shenanigans.
occur throughout.
Apparently you're quiet as fuck.
Oh, really? Good.
Why are you so quiet?
Why you gotta be so quiet? Let's have
Hey, while we're doing
Maybe that was because I was on mute.
Whoa.
Hey.
Yeah,
Well, for
boy,
real, though,
I'm
if
back.
If everyone could just turn their volume on whatever they're listening to 100.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that now, because I'd be loud now.
Prognostically.
thank
that's so
you.
sweet.
Thank you. That's really, really kind of you to be here and to.
This feels strange.
No, it's
What's that?
Sitting so far back.
Look, you've got more room. That was the intention to have the little space. Hopefully, you feel a bit more comfy. Thank you. We are here, and we've got some shout outs before campaign 3 starts. You can already see that Emily has done an amazing job with the overlay, and you now get to see the character names. Ooh. Sneaky sneak. That's pretty
Ooh,
cool.
who are they?
Who are they?
You don't even know their names.
No. Who are these people?
Fuck you.
To be honest, I probably have to look at them.
Yeah. Who's who
Kicking off
again?
the fuck yous nice and early.
Yeah.
It's okay, we're not supposed to know each other, right?
Cool. Yeah, to a point, absolutely. Would you like to start us off, Emily?
Hey, some shout outs. First off, selfishly, Jessica Tioni, welcome. Jessica is a friend of mine for about, I think we figured out like over 10 years now. We met at a Demi Lovato concert where I wept, and Jess, who did not know me, like held me the entire night. It was quite embarrassing.
It was a terrible concert. It was a terrible
Hold me
show. She
closer,
cried.
No, it was a great show.
Tioni.
It was a great show. So welcome, thanks for tuning in, and hi Joel if you're also there. Second shout out of the night is for one of our wonderful mods, Ash Makes Stuff. If you don't already know, which you should, Ash makes cool shit. Makes all these prop weapons and made our hand, which is really heckin' cool. And who knows, might be
Heckin' yeah.
making some other stuff too. Who knows? But Ash is actually running a promotion exclusively for our viewers. If you go to Ash's Etsy store and enter FateScript30, you'll get 30% off all of the prop weapons that they currently have listed in their Etsy store. Very fucking cool. 30% off, yeah.
30%?
Absolute insanity. Like, so
Get your
cool.
props for the next con that you're going to
Yeah.
go to. Holy
And, like, A lot
crap.
of them are, like, if you haven't seen some of Ash's stuff, a lot of Assassin's Creed, like, replica weapons, stuff like that. Really fucking cool.
Play it around your house and pretend you're a wizard. That's what I do with my props.
Yeah, a wizard with a sword.
Wizards can have a sword.
Yeah.
What? Get ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gandalf had a sword.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, well, guess
Glamdring?
what? Gandalf is
Was it
dead.
Glamdring?
No, he's not actually. He's part of the universe.
In my heart,
can't
he's
die.
dead. Anyway,
it's
back to you, Michaela.
Snape killed him.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was his sword called Glamdring? Let me know.
Glamdam.
Glamdring? Anyway.
Van Damme.
Van Damme.
I hate this place. Why do I come here?
Could I also get you to shout out Sheldon?
Yes, shout out to our wonderful friends at Art and Roleplay. If you want to integrate a bit of augmented reality into your games and bring them to life with some 3D models which erupt out of the table, you can integrate their decks. You can see the card in Jordan's hand has some wonderful artwork on it. Yeah, it always ends up like that. I don't know why I do that to them. I'm sorry, guys. But there's amazing, amazing cards and a very cool app. And if you want to get a bit of a discount as well, you can use the code FATESCRIPT at checkout.
Check out.
Hey, you check out and I'll check out.
Yeah, get it.
Hey, quick other shout out. Mithril Foundry, thank you for the dice I will be using, which were gifted to me by one of our other mods, Tammy. For the dice that I'll be using for this campaign, which hopefully roll well for me. We'll find out. And also, do you want me to keep going? Because I can just keep
Go
going.
for it.
And also, Raven's Ridge Emporium. Raven's Ridge Emporium, all your dicing needs potions and one-shot adventures and accessories and books and literally everything. Like, it's fucking cool.
Amazing. I've got also a shout out. Thank you all very much for putting up with my stupid pedanticness. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Just to you all in front of me now. So thank you very much. Because I'm
super pedantic.
I
don't know if right now is the best time to tell you on stream.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, best to do it live because then it's like in the public. Like if you let me down easy in public, I can't get angry. So I'll just be like,
pain in the ass having you set up all the new
Yeah.
trimming and cameras
I
and
was
everything.
sitting
like
at
that.
home on my couch playing games, thinking, "Fucking hell."
Hey,
Fuck, I
speaking-
hope Michaela's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Speaking of trimmings, Ben,
Why aren't I there?
where's your shirt from?
Oh, my shirt.
oh, yeah.
Cloud
Kill
Cloud.
Yes. I was about to come out with math. I can't really show you it very well.
Go back a little
Just
bit.
take it
Move
off.
back
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, that's a yes.
Cloud Kill.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Is that embroidered too?
It is embroidered.
That's not stitched on. That's some quality
No.
shit.
It's not stitched up
Some
either.
quality shit.
It's true.
Anyway,
Beautiful.
Yes, the only reason I'm not wearing mine is because I wore it on the weekend, and a lot of people came up and asked about it.
yeah, it's
Really?
the first PC to
Oh,
die.
that's cool.
Always me.
Also, shout out to Cloudkill Gaming. My baby yaft on the t-shirt you gave me, and it washed out perfect. So it's quality fibers.
Not for the soap you used, but definitely
Well,
a
No.
combo of goodness.
a combo of both.
I love it. That was fantastic. Okay.
What the fuck is going on?
Hey, thank you for. Did I thank any, these people yet? Thank you very much for the subs. You people who sub Promethean. Thank you very much. Sullivan Kate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Who else? That was it. Thank you. That's very very kind of you. Thank you. So. Goodness, I don't even know how to start this campaign.
You okay?
Far out. No, not really. Gonna have some water, and then we're gonna go into.
I hate you.
We're gonna go into our intro now. Yeah, that's right, everybody. Our intro. So, buckle up. We'll be back in a moment to start campaign 3, episode 1. Fall in. We'll see you all soon.
Scooby Bop. Disclaimer: we do not currently have an intro.
This is a gap filler.
Okay, stop.
Improv.
For the love of God.
We don't have to do this for a minute. do we?
Hey, stop rapping. Stop rapping.
To the young heart, to the E, the B, to the E, the L, never give up, just live up, fed upon the...
Okay,
I'm
stop.
done.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. That was our introduction,
What's
and
happened?
we'll we have an intro gap there, which will definitely improve on.
Yeah, that's what we do every time when the intro is playing.
I would like to take credit for my video editing on how seamless that went into the next scene.
Yeah, thank you. Like
You wouldn't have known.
You and your editing is amazing. Cool.
I'd like to thank Sheldon for that disclaimer voiceover. You sounded a lot like me. You did that imitation so well.
Fuck you guys.
So, for anyone who doesn't know at home, we are continuing essentially just before our intro, we're continuing this
Disclaimering the people.
disclaimering the world.
He's distancing himself.
Don't disclaimer. Just go into
He's
it.
distancing
Yeah.
himself from all
Fuck
of us.
them.
For the purposes of hello there, Holden. For the purposes of just general information, this world of Khorvaire takes place 80 years after the events of Campaign 1 and 2.
Hey, guess what? You're all dead.
80 years. Definitely, yes. Your hair's rocking, Emily. Well done.
Oh, thank you. I did do that for charity.
So, for the purposes of this, Campaign 1, Campaign 2, and Campaign 3 are continuations. And for those who haven't checked out Campaign 1, head over to YouTube and see a few of those episodes.
I have a question though. Sir, Mr.
First drop of the
Michele,
campaign.
do you have to have watched Campaign 1 or 2 to watch this season?
Yes.
Shut up. Don't scare away the new people.
No, please join us for this new campaign, a fresh start, new characters, but the same world, a familiar world to us, which is always good. You know, always nice to go back to a world that you know and that you enjoy playing in. And you've got that. You know, Khorvaire is rich in history. Anyway, just wanted to mention that too. So, shall we start?
Nah. Ready when you are, big dog.
You all have seen the same sun all your lives. Crawling, walking, and now running. It shines on and observes your movements, the only thing that can. It has watched over you for half your lives. Sometimes menacingly, other times caringly. And today it watches. As the town of Vedekar rose and healed a little more, thankful of another day without threat. Another day. They all watch the sun so carefully now, see it rise and fall. Astronomers of House Lyranda watch and measure carefully with new instruments created for these intricate details. The cleanup continues from the past war. The Warforged in the south claim the majority of this burden, payment for claiming Sire as their own, their numbers growing thanks to the saving of a House Cannith creation forge. The dead are replaced with the living, and the kingdoms watch and wait with bated breath for the next threat to their existence. In fact, races of all types grow, whether in secret or in the open, but none without hope and happiness. Many were lost, but many were also saved. From Breland to Kubara, the population now thrives and remembers. The latest rumors swell and speak of Aranol and Salona interested in bringing delegates to Khorvaire. Others whisper, and drunken stories speak of the memories and of their parents and grandparents and the pain they saw. Armies have mustered and reformed, more brightly armored than ever. New technologies have been discovered to renew and defend and innovate. The world looks to these defenses for safety, to the 12, to the dragon-marked houses, to each other in strength. Here, now, you are safe. You blink. For a moment you were lost in thought of your own past. A sad moment? You weren't sure, but hope isn't straying far from your memories. You look and you wait. Kailani, you barely notice yourself touching at your ring on your right index finger. a gift from a time ago, one of an opal oval surrounded by silver. You watch as the Stone Guard Inn heaves with activity, and Zicto the gnome, the cook taps a bell and mumbles, "Table 5," sending you out of your memory into the present. His black braided ponytail swings as he turns, slick with cooking oil in the air. And the Stone Guard. We'll get right to that. Lock. You wait. Looking expectantly towards the door to this tavern called the Scabbard. A long, thin establishment, hence the name. Waiting for your visitor and contact. Maury Varel Belly, an elf from the far land of Aranol. To bring you information and to share it back. Looking around, it's the quieter of the two taverns of Vedekar. You left the hotel, Vedekar, early at dawn to be here, expecting Maury to have arrived, but have become anxious as he is an hour late. Thank you very much, Ham. That's super, super kind of you. It's very, very, very kind of you. That is fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, Ash, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ash. That's super kind of you as well. Thank you. That's awesome.
Have
Hang
fun,
it forward.
Ham and Tammy.
Have fun. In silence, you wait. Just with the whisper of a voice beside you and around. You hear rustling, Rin, and footsteps, Ivor, apologies. As you,
What's your name?
as
Did
you,
I spell it wrong on the overlay?
no,
No.
that was right.
Oh, I thought you guys were making fun of me. Because I did spell it wrong during sleepover.
As you hear the rustling and footsteps outside, nervous, waiting for the spell to be cast. The only sound, Ivor's voice, and these rustling and the whispers in the wall opposite, questioning where you are, Rin, but not finding you. Not the simplest of spells, Ivor, but you were given the correct coin, and so your service was required. In a pinch, you produced these ingredients, and you start for the very first time to cast this spell. The runes intricate on the ground as you were taught, as you remember, not a single ingredient misplaced. And you wait. Ding, 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 ding. I said table 5, Kailani. And the cook pushes these 2 plates across the bar at you. And you can see that there are wooden scratchings of those table numbers in the tables themselves, in the very center of this round inn, the Stone Guard, aptly named for its building of stone and
It's guards.
no guards.
I'm sorry.
But the statues around the inside of the walls depict soldiers.
Cool.
There are 6 of them, double the size of a human, and imposing. There are plentiful windows, though, around this circular inn, enough that light shines through and therefore doesn't bring a sense of foreboding or uninviting presence. It's a quiet morning. It's about 10 a.m. And you can see that the rush of breakfast has passed. People work the fields outside, for the most part, in this part of Carnath, where most of you, start your journey. So, firstly, Locke. As you look around the scabbard, the second inn in Vedekar, you have a sense that it should be busier than it is. Only one other table had come in, one full table of workers, it looks like, after you. You keep to yourself on the other side of this thin, long tavern, and you're given complimentary dried fruits at the table and water, and asked if you wanted anything for breakfast. And approaching you is a tavern keeper who is, not the name of, but you've been in this village or this town a couple of days, and you've seen him around. This tall, quiet elf of darker skin, almost reddish. Sir, can I offer you any breakfast?
I'll take whatever's going at the moment.
That would be...
Whatever the cheapest thing is.
Those are two different things, but I'll get you the cheapest, and he scribbles something on a piece of parchment and goes out the back, disappearing. You don't smell anything, weirdly enough, coming from the kitchens. This group of workers have finished their breakfast, and you had this sense that they were eating eggs, fruit mostly. They start to disperse around the inn. Two of them go over to another table, start to play some cards. Another two head over to the bar proper at the very far end, order some drinks, some early morning beers, and they take those two. And the rest of them, the other three, just stay at the table proper, start to put the plates together, start to just have a bit of a chat amongst themselves.
I'll probably be keeping... I'd have a description of the person I'm meeting, yeah?
You do have a description of the person you're meeting. Maury is an alabaster-skinned elf, representing as an emissary or a delegate, more of a delegate, more of a, or what you've heard of, is someone, a traveller with a government seal of the undying lands of the elves.
Would the seal be something that he'd probably wear, like, outwardly, or would it be something that would be tucked
You'll
away?
see this elf, and you'll know more than you see him.
Right.
From the description that you have been given in a letter about a week ago, the alabaster skin, the young features, elven in appearance, with a deep blue cloak with runes on this cloak of gold.
Would I know that he might stand out in a crowd, being alabaster?
With the description, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, elves in Khorvaire are golden skinned, as the golden skinned elves of Valinar are. The horse lords in Valinar. Otherwise, the elves of the Eldeen Reaches and the druids over there as well are a bit more paler skin, but not that translucent white. No.
Okay.
It would be unique.
All right. I'll be pondering that while I wait for whatever food's come.
The same as you smelt from the other table. Eggs cold and fried. They look like they've been sitting there for a little while. They're large though. They're almost ostrich egg size. And you see some fruit on the table as well. Some apples.
I'll take it. And how much is this?
3 copper.
I'll pull out 3 copper and put it on the table out.
Okay.
Perhaps might I ask, has there been an elf around the parts, alabaster skin, blue cloak?
Gives you this winced look. No. Someone really looks like that?
Well, yes.
I'd keep a slight hood over those horns, tiefling.
Does my appearance upset you?
Not me, but there may be others in Vedikar who do not take kindly to your presence. Just a word of advice.
Well, they best get used to it. Unless you want to help me find this elf so I can be on my way.
I'm sorry, you're quite short-handed this morning, but should he arrive, just make your business hasty.
I'd appreciate any information you could pass on. And I'll pull out make it a silver coin as opposed to a couple of copper.
Okay. He looks at it and looks back up at you and he says, I cannot accept such a piece. Again, I know nothing. I do not want to lie to you.
No, just if you happen to abide by that information and I pass back through to keep an eye out.
Well, why don't we do this? You keep this until I have done that favor for you, and then I can receive that silver.
Fine by me.
He immediately steps back and moves quickly along and cleans up the plates on the other table. You overhear that grumbling of thanks from the other patrons, but they stay and they order a few more beers.
I'll go back to my meal and just kind of keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Do I notice anybody disgruntled in the area? That's my visage.
You can make a perception check.
First roll of the campaign.
First roll of the campaign.
Nat 20.
No.
No. 16. I thought it was a 3. 16.
Okay, that's nice. Hopefully that trend can
Perception
Concerner.
is a 19.
A 19. Okay.
So not perception.
Okay. Yes. You do notice that the couple that had been started to play cards a bit closer to your table are looking at you every now and again between conversations, between sips of beer. You notice that they look over with this, and it looks specifically around your forehead, around the horns, around your face, and they immediately turn their gaze as you start to look at them.
How many's at the table?
2 people playing cards, another 3 a couple of tables over. They were all originally together though. And you see another 2 at the bar, backs to you, drinking beer, talking to each other.
I'm just going to kind of slouch in my back of the chair and kind of keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Would I know, I don't even know if it will happen, but for a moment to jump in and play a card at the person's hand if they decide to leave.
Jumping in and play cards?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can look out for that moment and hop in if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kailani, you're looking back at these 2 plates of food. They are...
stood there like a sim the whole time.
and unpause. And you have just this moment that you're twirling this ring around your finger of this opal. You remember who gave it to you. And you remember him both fondly and with a stab of regret. And you see the gnome cook again come up beside you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Zicto says, if you need some time, you can go into the kitchen, have something to eat.
I think I'm okay. Just didn't sleep too well.
It's going to pick up before lunch.
It's fine.
The others are picking up your weight if you need. You can pick up your weight if you need. But if you want to continue to work, you'll get paid as well as you have been.
I mean, I won't say no to an afternoon off if you're offering, but I don't necessarily need it.
Well, table 5, please, and there'll be food waiting for you at the back when you have a break.
Great. No, grab the plates and take them to table 5.
Okay. As you head towards table 5, you see the familiar face of Erixa. So you have Erixa, who is the elderly male. Zicto is the elderly male, and Erixa half of them female. So she is helping you around the inn. You've got just you and her, and Erixa is quickly moving, taking plate after plate. As you get to table 5, you see people that you don't recognize, and you put the plates in front of them. You hear this grumble of thanks, and another hand on your shoulder as you turn around the other way, and you see Cato, the dwarf of the Maror Holds. He looks at you and says, with his deep grey beard, "You didn't sleep well last night."
Did you overhear that, or do I really look that bad?
You look pretty bad.
Oh, great.
But
So
we have a little sense of these things, us clerics. Do you need something to pick me up? I've got the very concoction for you.
Have I had any of these concoctions before? And
Thankfully-
how trustworthy are they?
Thankfully, yes, you have. It's in House Jurasco, whom this cleric is from, and you can see the not familiar, but Cato's been in this place every now and again, and you get to know some of these smaller, still intricate tattoos on his arms, on muscular arms that represent the Dragon Mark house of House Jurasco, the healing house. And you had one of his concoctions before, this sickly blue looking tall glass of liquid, but it was very refreshing, and it did help you through the day.
Here's my hesitation, though. If I take this, I might not get my afternoon off.
But you could, fake it till you make it.
I'm not a very good liar.
Well, then I'm going to have this, and to your good health.
May it be everlasting.
You talk to me if you have anything on your mind, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
Very
I'm fine.
okay. And he goes back to sit down to finish off his breakfast and hydrate everyone from Elrath. Thank you very
I don't have
much.
anything to hydrate with. Do we have a cup? And
I think there will be hopefully a spare cup around there. I believe. I thought I brought 5 down.
First to death.
Yeah, everyone cup their hands together. and we'll
Yes,
make a bowl
correct.
for a
That'll do it.
Communal bowl. Yeah.
That might be the one that fell over.
Right,
Yes, of course.
Could you fill it, please?
I thought Sheldon was going to be a gentleman and pass you the one that I just filled up.
Nope.
And instead you get the floor cup.
Super clean floor. Super clean floor.
Yeah.
I didn't drop it.
Anymore.
It'll build the immunity.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Great. Let's go.
cranberries.
Hey, how long into this campaign before my character says fuck?
Ooh. Right now. Right then.
No, that wasn't my character. It doesn't count.
You serve those meals, Kailani.
Yeah.
And you go back and there are more plates and you take, as you are paid to do, you take the plates and you put them onto the tables and you clean up others that are finished and you continue to go back and forth throughout the circular inn and you pay your dues. You do your duties. The time passes slowly and you see that probably close to an hour has passed since that initial daze. And you take in again the room, and this time it's starting to fill. There are, you've counted them, 18 tables to this inn. Most of them only having about 3 seats per table, but they're almost all filled.
The hospitality industry.
There's enough space in between the tables, though, that it's not an uncomfortable experience for you to go between these tables and clean after people. Erixa is struggling a little bit on her side. You each have a side. And she seems to be getting the short end of the stick a little.
Yeah, I don't make tips on her side though, so she can deal with that.
Can you roll me a charisma check, please?
Just a straight charisma check?
Yes, please.
Roll a teamwork check.
No. Oh wow, that's quite good. 17.
You do pick up some tips. In all, about 22 silver on top of your wage. As people just thank you with coin. But it doesn't stop. You see people start to come in that are waiting for seats as well. And they are lined up by Dorsa, who this portly woman now is in the fray, one of the 2 owners of the establishment. And she quickly brings order to chaos. And she lines people up away, and she is the concierge at the front door, giving people, welcoming people in, and then bidding people farewell. It's a little busier than you would normally see it, and you're not quite sure why. It's not a festival day, it's not any other particular special day, but the human woman, Dorsa, is in there with you and taking a little bit of pressure off your work. Every now and again you see her gaze toward you and she gives you a questioning look. Almost as and you recognize that look as are you okay?
I'll just small yawn. That's it.
Okay. She smiles a little but continues with her duties. And finally, after an hour and a half, you see your expected visitor. In the door, there is exactly the description that you were expecting. There's this image in your mind that you had, an imaginatory person. And this person is exactly that. You can see that there's a slightly hunched over elf in front of you. The hood, very, very intricate and almost royal in appearance and very well kept. It starts almost like a triangle hood that goes into a square, almost like a box, but it is material. It is silk.
It's Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. And it flows down his short, hunched over stature. He doesn't have a walking stick or anything, but there does seem to be an issue with his back, it would seem. or he simply walks like that. Underneath, you can see these plain white clothes, and then underneath that, this skin that looks almost see-through. You can see veins and arteries and almost like the skin of a fish, or the fish eyeball. You can see through it and past it. It's so very. Initially, you have this crawling at the back of your spine, but you shake that off as you see this person walk in. The runes that were described don't glow. They're more just fashion rather than anything magical. And they are. What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Halfling, and Infernal.
The runes you don't recognize in that case. As you don't move, you simply observe him, and he makes his way directly towards you. After a very brief look around the tavern, this tavern called the Scabbard, he spies you, and almost like an accepting nod, he shuffles over. He sits silently, and then from his robes takes out a book, closed and fastened with a taut bit of ribbon. This book has a maroon cover on the front and the back. It's heavy but small. Lots of pages, very thick. Doesn't look old, nor does it look new. It looks well read, and it's in front of you now. And the hood comes off. The heat. Lock, I presume.
That would be correct. And you must be Maury.
Maury. That is me. I must say I am a bit out of my comfort zone here. I only arrived the day before last. It has been a journey. Have you ever been to Arenal?
I don't think I have.
Another continent entirely, so
Yeah, no.
unlikely.
No, but I'd like to visit.
A fascinating place. But this, your world, another world entirely. In the short time I have been here, I have learned so much. Your history is simply astounding.
I'm glad you find this so interesting.
You are, what do they call it? A tiefling.
Yes, that's it.
I've never seen such a being, but I've heard descriptions. The horns, do they hurt?
No, actually. Just as a fingernail on a person.
And for the purposes of everyone, could you describe yourself as Maury looks upon you?
Yeah, so Locke is a tiefling, obviously, we should learn that.
What?
His skin is a kind of tanned orange. He has spots around his neck that are almost form in a way like a lizard skin. They like slightly raise around the edges and up his neck in diamond shapes of black obsidian. And kind of on the shoulders and elbows and stuff like that, which you wouldn't see because he was clothed. His eyes are darkness, pitch black, with a halo of white, like a eclipse. He sports a pretty big beard, depending on, likes to shave it down when he can, but right now it's big and bushy. And his hair's shaven down short. His horns kind of a bit hard to describe. Wrap around the crown of his head like a laurel, and dip over the top of his ears, then behind his neck. Then they dart out to like the base of his neck. So they're pretty big. Yeah, yeah.
Sick.
But yeah, that is Locke.
For those who haven't tuned in before, that's the first time we've ever gotten to describe any character that's playing a character
Yeah,
on
no,
stream.
Nah, you just figure it out as we go.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't have art or anything on it. It's great.
Nearly.
Could I ask, Maury continues, when you sent the letter, when you sent the request to Arenal to seek information from us, well, we were more than surprised. What was the reason? There was very little interest in, for anyone, seeking our history and our past and our culture. Why does a tiefling such as yourself find interest in us?
I think there could be a lot to learn from your people. You're thousands of years old. And, out of game question, they weren't so damaged by the events of Frozen Blue. Yeah. You managed to also withstand a terrible incident 80 years ago, which I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about.
The tides didn't reach our shores with that danger, though we heard of its destruction. Certainly, we were ready to assist, but no one called. No one. There's always been suspicion between Arenal and Khorvaire. Suspicion rife with unfounded theories, rumor, conjecture. They simply aren't true. This, however, this opens a book. This opens a door to innumerable possibilities of our cultures now, for the first time, really understanding one another.
Well, yes. A lot of the plight that passed this countryside was due to devils and gods' interventions. And I take it that your culture doesn't believe in such things?
We have our own beliefs. This book, and he sort of pats the tome in front of him, this will shed much light into our history. It wasn't even written by us. It was another traveler some time ago that depicted their own understanding of us. So it is unbiased, and we've made copies, of course, because we were fascinated by that visit, that view. But we are more than interested in reopening that relationship again. May I ask, do you represent any government or kingdom or king or queen in Khorvaire? Will your words reach the highest authorities to open up this trade and perhaps more?
We have a temple in Shan.
A temple. Again, these things that are fascinating. It is unheard of. But I'm eager to learn more.
Well, perhaps I can give you a lead to see them. I myself am, I would not say a representative of Say, but I've studied underneath the tutelage of some of the sisters.
I am here for some time. If you could put me in the direction of somewhere that could offer such insights, I would be most appreciative.
Of course. May I? And I'll gesture towards the book.
Yes. It just gives him a moment of understanding, and he pushes the book towards you.
I must ask, we're in Carnath, aren't we?
You're in Carnath, the country, yes.
Does Carnath still practice the way that they use the undead and stuff?
Your understanding and everyone's understanding of what Carnath has been or was doing was, as the country during the last war, not the battle with Fraser Blue, but the one before that you were all not only hear stories of. Carnath utilized undead as an army. So they had necromancers that brought the dead back and used them to fight. Carnath is a very it's a very military-heavy country, and today is no different.
Would you see them on the road and as security and stuff like that?
Nowadays, you do not.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that practice has passed, and though there are always more in the capital, more in the larger cities, you see propaganda, people who are interested in seeing that practice return for and for the safety of Carnath. The practice is outlawed.
Yeah, okay.
And necromancers have been essentially hunted down and put away.
Is it Aaron? How do you pronounce the country?
The country?
Yeah, of
Arenal.
Arenal, yes.
Yeah. I have to ask as well. Would I assume he's a necromancer?
No, there's nothing that all you know of him is he is simply a delegate that's been sent from Arenal.
Right.
There's no hint of, I mean, he looks different, of course, with this different looking skin, with the robe, but nothing else would make you think there's any sort of magic within him.
Okay. I'll start kind of like reading flip the book open and just kind of try and have some more conversation with him. And how have you found your time here? Has you been found it most hospitable?
It's been brief. I've kept to myself mostly. Stayed on the main roads. I'm sorry for security, but otherwise inconsequential.
Well, that is good to hear. I hope you've been treated well. Do you plan on staying here the night?
The night, yes.
Allow me to pay for your accommodation.
The generosity of tiefling kind is different from what I've heard on the road, but a kind gesture nonetheless.
I do what I can, and it's been well deserved. We're no different to anybody else. Humans tend to cast long streaks of personality as well.
There are many different personalities, of course. Well, I'll buy our next round then.
Please allow me to as well.
And as you fight over that, the who's paying for what, he starts a conversation about what the book entails, and he starts to go into things like the view of this female traveler, this elf from Valinor who went over to Arenal, and you start to read it's essentially exactly what he's describing. The places that she's visited, the one visit to the courts. But it's all very basic. It's all very, almost an overview, nothing specific.
Would this almost read as a like a scripture, or is this more like a
Dear diary.
Yeah, it's more like a.
It's a personal effect.
Yeah.
It's a personal effect. There's nothing. It doesn't. You can make an investigation check to find out if there's anything a bit odd about
With other
this.
books that I've read from other religions, is it like a Bible, or is this more like
an account? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Gandhi?
What?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's a nat one.
Oh no.
Suck my tongue.
You're a bit too caught up in his. You sort of get caught up in his description, and you get lost in the words a little. You fumble the words a little.
Locke is just like.
As you're
It's fucking boring.
as you continue to read, Kailani, you see the bustling inn. Cool. And
Gotta keep you on your toes.
that was great. Beautiful. You can do that now. As you continue to go back and forth and serve customers who are grateful, you are called over by Dorsa to the front.
Does it look like I'm in trouble?
No.
Okay, good. I'll head over.
No, it looks like she's finishing off a conversation with a laugh of one of the front customers who is waiting to come in. And as you approach Dorsa, she looks you up and down. You can see she's about a 45-year-old human woman, long braided hair of black. You can see that she's got a few wrinkles and a couple of bags under her eyes, and you can see that she's a portly woman, and she has this dirty apron on, like she's been cooking in the kitchen with Zicto side by side all morning. And you can see that she's already a little tired, but she keeps a good cheer about her. As she looks you up and down, could you please describe to everyone what you look like?
Yeah, you would look at Kailani and you would see a human. She has an olive tan complexion, and she has dark black hair that hangs down to her shoulder blades that has some like shocks of white highlighted through it. She has brown eyes, looks like a typical human, about 5'7". She is wearing all black, black leather pants, boots that look maybe a size too big for her, and a black blouse, black leather belt, and some black arm guards as well. Yeah, minimal jewelry, pretty NPC-ish kind of. But you know, I wear all black NPC.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
I saw some of those down at the skate park.
I'm an emo kid.
I'm so sorry.
Where are you?
That's actually punk, but that's fine.
As you are,
Same.
as you are almost,
Same thing.
I guess checked out by Dorsa, she gives you this sly look and she says, "Something's up."
I'm tired.
Is that all it is?
Why is everyone so intent on pointing this out today? Like, I don't point out when all of you have rough sleeps. You're now the third person to approach me.
Keep your hair on. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just checking in. Listen.
You can check in at the counter.
She yells, "Kalani, everyone! Yeah!" And everyone just starts to cheer.
Head dips. Doesn't like attention.
I was just wondering whether you could send this special guest up to towards the bar, just so they don't get mowed over by the populace.
I mean, I can.
Thank you. And she says, "Can I introduce Kailani to you?"
You can just call me Lani. That works too.
Dear.
Whoa, I missed the joke entirely.
And Dorsa just shuffles this this half orc towards you, and she says, "Grob." Kailani.
I'm sorry, repeat the name.
Grob. And this bulky half-orc just almost as carefully as you would see someone tiptoe, just pushes past two people that were in front, and it almost is like he was leaning over. You can see this typical bare green tinge skin, muscles and black hair all over, and you can see almost reddish scratches, a lot of scars along his right side towards the hip, and you can see that he's got this massive bruise upon his right pec, and he's breathing a bit heavily, and he's holding this broken, what would be a spear, but it's broken in half. He's still holding it almost like he wants to put weight on it. It's been a night. Thank you, Dorsa. Dorsa says, I don't think you've met before. Grob is one of our hunters.
Right.
We hire them to go out and hunt for game. The boar's outside. He's told me, but he just needs a bit of somewhere to rest. Could you take him into the kitchen, please? It's a bit quieter there. He can have a seat on one of the tables there. Give him something to eat, would you?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll pick up your slack over the other side.
Oh, okay, sure, no worries. And I'll shake my head slightly at the terminology of slack. I've been working, and I'll walk my way. I'll kind of try and create a path for Grob as we head through.
Okay.
Towards the kitchen.
Alrighty. Grob is he looks like he's he's completely distracted by these two massive dirty fingers that's picking at a broken tooth as well on his right, and he slumps past you. It was this boar. I think it was a dire boar. It was it had these extra bits of skin on it. It was almost armor. It was disgusting. It was almost embedded into its carapace. Never seen anything like it. Anyway, it's dead.
Good job.
I can't bring it in. I'm just so weak right now. What do you have on the menu?
I'm sure we can whip something up. What do you feel like?
Okay, get Zicto to give me some
You've
boar.
been here before, right? You know what's here.
Yeah, but I'm just so.
You provide the game. You know what's here.
I bring the game, but.
Okay, well, you left it at the front door, so.
Wow. Gee, broken heart as well. I can't handle it. Look, take me to the kitchen. Zicto will cook me something up. I'll just take me to Zicto. It's fine.
Yeah, great.
And he
Speedily, with the weird exchange of conversation, I'm gonna move faster.
Yep.
Through the crowd.
Okay.
But how tall is this guy?
He's another head and shoulders taller than
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Under my breath, I'd be like, get trampled.
And he doesn't seem to hear you, as he just is still almost in this dumb pose, looking up towards the ceiling and half picking at this half tooth. You manage to find your way to the kitchen without a problem. No one else disturbs you, although you hear a couple of people in the background yell out, "Hey, Kalani!" But you ignore them as you move into the kitchen. And,
yeah, not impolitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do my job.
Zicto is on a double step on a small ladder, and with his two gangly arms, he's stirring this cauldron on one of the sides of the kitchen, the square kitchen, and you can see pots, pans above him, and the smell of burnt oil is in the air, though it doesn't seem to exit the kitchen. It would seem that there's mats, tiny cantrips that are being cast to prevent the smell from going out and disrupting the patrons. And you can see that he's stirring really, really thick stew. This is the kind of stew that it just gets added to. It doesn't always end.
Perpetual meagering.
Perpetual meagering, correct.
Oh no.
And he gets this board with mushrooms, these large pink-looking mushrooms all cut up, and he just puts a knife at the end of it and slides about 2 kilos worth of mushrooms in, and he starts to plonk them underneath the liquid, this bubbling brownish goo. He turns, not again, Grob. We can't pay you if you're dead, Grob. And Grob just shrugs and takes a seat. And you can see that Zicto seems to know him pretty well. Immediately he jumps down. Even in his old age, this gnome is fairly lithe, and he grabs the biggest pot that isn't the cauldron, drags it over, and starts to pour some of this soup in. The mushrooms I just put in, it's going to taste wrong. And Grub just shakes his head and starts to use a hand to feed himself while you're observing.
I try my absolute hardest to look not unsettled in the slightest.
Cool. Okay. Zicto turns to you. Can you change the menu if that's okay? Just make just write up in the chalk that it's we'll just call it perpetual stew.
Perpetual stew.
Yeah, just just change the menu. It was going to be lamb roast, but I didn't get any in this morning. Could you?
Hear me out. I feel like perpetual is probably negative.
Fantastical.
I feel like maybe just shorten it to like Pepe.
Pepper stew.
Yeah.
Pepperless stew.
It's like a barbecue ramen place that's been going
Yeah.
for 20 years. It's the same.
Yeah. Pepperless
You're
stew.
better with words, Zicto says. You do it.
Okay.
I'll trust you. As long as they sell, yeah?
I'll hold you to that. You just said you trusted me.
Only as far as my arm would reach. But look, just make it sound good.
Okay. Great. La Pepe stew.
You want to write that up?
Yeah.
All right, as you go out.
In like nice.
Cursive?
Yeah.
Nice.
cursive.
Do you have proficiency with like calligraphy or anything?
Yes, I do.
In fact,
No, I don't.
could you make a dexterity check in that case?
Not a performance check.
No. Dexterity because it's more of a hand.
I'll try the Raven's Ridge dice for this. Can I re-roll?
No. Starting off strong.
3.
You're illiterate.
You.
Can I just
How do you
let's
spell
do
that?
performance? No, I'm joking.
You take the big billboard, the blackboard off the wall, and you scrub it out with the cloth, and you rewrite it Le Pepper Stew. Look, the cursive could be better. You know this, but you make do
So
because
it looks kind of fancy.
yeah, it does. It does. The one of the letters is the P at the second one, the second P.
LAPEPE.
Stew. Yeah, correct. STU, and you put it back up. No, it's stew, and you already start to you hear yeah. Give me one of them. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have one of them for lunch. Yep. And you start to take orders.
Great. Anything weird going on?
You can make a perception check to see if anything weird's going on.
Just, it's busier than usual. Don't know why. Want to figure out if there's anything strange out
Sure.
there. Hey, perception. 18.
18. Okay. Nothing unusual. You can see that most of the people. You said perception was 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's more. As you look around, you now start to get a sense that the Cato probably has now brought in a few of his work associates, because you see more people that you haven't seen before with the same yellow robes and the tattoos on the tops of the hand and the forearm that look similar to Cato, the dwarf cleric from House Jurasco. A lot of House Jurasco a lot of that dragon marked house are here. Whether in the yellow robe or not, but it's the tattoos that glow ever so slightly in that purple blue that do give it away. It's 8 of the 18 tables that are filled with them. Yeah. So it is busy, probably because of them. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as much. But there are about 30 of these patrons. You know that they don't. There's only Cato that really represents House Durasco in this town. So you're not quite sure where he's gotten all his compatriots from. The most likely answer is they're just passing through on the way to Korth.
Okay. Cool.
As you finish the writing up and you finish taking orders, most of them ask for this pepper stew. When they ask you what's in it, what are you saying?
There is an abundance of good, fantastical, apparently, ingredients that are locally sourced. And, you know, the most recent thing I saw go into it were these wonderful looking mushrooms. I think you'll enjoy it. Hey,
That's all fairly accurate.
locally sourced.
Yep, no problem at all. People are pretty happy with that, and you're in the middle of
Locally sourced glop.
yeah. You're in the middle of taking an order from one of Cato's compatriots beside him, when all of a sudden chaos just erupts. Because out of absolutely nowhere, in mid-air, halfway between the floor and the ceiling, 2 beings who are hugging each other appear and crash onto the table, sending splinters everywhere, and people just jump out of the way in fright, and you hear people screaming. Dorsa just holds people back, and she says, "What the hell is going on here?"
Instinctive hand goes towards my hand crossbow that's like attached to my waist.
Okay.
Right next to your napkins.
And you see Zicto coming out, and you can see him trying to get over the bar, and he pulls out a crossbow and starts to point it. You can see people that are there's one person that seems to have some form of energy flowing between 2 hands of House of Durasco that's preparing something, and you can see Gorb just bashes the door out. A broken spear in one hand, short sword in another, limping out. What's good? The boar didn't live, did it? And then brushing off just dust and wooden splinters, you appear.
You assholes.
You appear in the very center of an inn called... Well, you don't know. And this clearly is a tavern, but you were so rushed by the request to be sent somewhere that you just thought of a place in an instant you were there. After the ritual, and now that thinking back, Ivor, you're not quite sure why you thought of this place. But you can't, for a second, you can't find your hat, and then you find it. You quickly put that back on. You look around and you are covered in these splinters and dust, and a quiet takes over. As you start to pick yourselves up, you see a woman, portly and braided hair, barge in and shove people aside. Every now and again she looks down. You alright? Get up. It's on the house. It's on the house. Yeah. Your food's on the house. Your drinks are on the house for lunch. Yeah. You hear this weak, yay. But
Someone that's cracked beneath the rubble.
First year.
Le pepe stew.
and this woman for
You just cough and laugh at the same time.
This woman, anger in her eyes, leans over the both of you as you get up. What the fuck is going on in my inn? Could I get you both, please, to describe yourselves?
Roll off.
Really?
Roll off.
Go on, roll off. 12.
3.
Getting to his feet, stout, taller than average, but still about dwarven height. Mountain dwarf with short brown hair and a beard cropped close and dark brown eyes. Stands up and he brushes all the splinters and dusts off of a blue cloak, which is ratty, which is fastened over the top of quite a new blue uniform with golden buttons down one side. On his head, he has a postman's cap. And there's a little compass in the very middle of the cap with 2 arrows in it. One gold, one silver, and they seem to be kind of always pointing in the same direction, but moving as he moves his head. I'll look up and say,
Getting up next to this postman is...
Postman Pat.
is it a werewolf? Is it a human? Kind of both. You might know their race as a shifter, a somewhat bestial humanoid, dressed in a white, I guess, open-necked, but then half-laced up shirt, and some fairly ratty-looking pants. The shirt, I guess, would be a bit dirtied and distressed, as if someone's probably been sleeping a bit rough. Black, tan, and white mottled fur covering most of their body. A couple of, I just guess, old rags wrapped around the forearms. And yeah, he'd stand up and go, "Oi, what's happening here is that Postman Pat, he basically charged me an arm and a leg for this very expensive concussion."
hello, mate. Are you Ida? Ida?
I don't know. And everyone just starts to laugh, but she immediately stops. As they all get up, and you can see that you can both kind of recognize House Jurasco's yellow-robed patrons now start to go around and just check that to see if everyone doesn't have any broken bones or anything. And this woman looks at you with this angry look. "No, I'm Dorsa, and I own this inn, and you're going to pay for that table."
Yes, hang on, sorry, wrong name. Dorsa, I've got you right here. My apologies. Dorsa,
It got me where?
Wayfarer. Delivery. Dorsa, right?
Yes.
Here.
I didn't ask for a delivery.
You serious? I came all this way and I have to take him back. Fine. Fine. All right.
I don't have to outlay anything for this guild, do I?
No, well, I mean, you could outlay me some food for carrying it.
I've got just the thing. Kailani, get some pepper stew.
Can I see the sign?
Yes, you can.
Does that say leprosy stew?
Maybe you should learn to read. This is the finest stew in the land.
What's in it?
No idea.
Fair.
Are you both okay?
I'd be better with some leprosy stew.
That is not what we serve here. Patrons, please. This is healthy. You're ruining my business. Jokes aside, this table better be paid for.
Yeah, we'll be. Rest assured of that.
By the Wayfarers Guild.
Someone will pay. That is certain.
Not me.
Who knows?
Are you okay? By the way,
Yes.
this was all innocent. People just jumping into thin air is not my way of welcome. But if this is an innocent mistake, then brush yourselves off and sit.
Sweet. But can I look around the room and I guess just see if there were... I don't know where I am, so can I guess look for any of the people that I may have been looking to hire a postman to send me away from?
Yeah, you can make a perception check, sure.
Perception.
Perception.
No, we're not making that a thing.
Soundtrack by Hans Puberman.
He's
11.
dying Leonardo
11?
DiCaprio.
Ah.
That was actually his.
Nice. You look around and thankfully not. There's no one that looks like a threat to you. No. There's people of House Jurasco here. There are people you don't know. There's this woman that seems to be the owner of this inn. And then you start to look around and there's one depiction of a flag. This flag is one of Khorvaire. Khorvaire proper, just a blue massive part of one of the walls, all blue with a gold circle and swords representing going into this circle representing the kingdoms of Galifar. But you don't. It doesn't specify where you are specifically. And Dorsa says, "Well, get up," and she helps you to your feet. Helps you to your feet as well. She's pretty strong, and you almost see people move away from where you landed instinctively, as her eyes dart towards this table. She mutters something under her breath, and magic brings the pieces of wood back together, and the four legs of the table shimmer back into existence undamaged. The circular table is now whole as the pieces come together again with a spell of mending.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Do we not have to pay for that now?
If I lose money today, you'll pay for what's missing. Sit, eat, and pay for your meals.
A bit hard to quantify what's missing, but fair enough. I need to put a return address on this.
On what?
Hello.
This guy.
Oh, you're the delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you not order me?
What are you talking about?
Listen, fine. You've declined delivery. But anyway, what's this pub called?
Oh, you don't know where we are?
No, I need to spell it right. What's it called? Like, how would you spell it?
The Stone Guard?
Like G-A-R-D or G-U-A-R-D?
G-U-A-R-D.
Well, I don't know. It could be guard like, like Elvish.
And what city is that?
Yeah, what suburb?
We're not in the suburb. We're in the town of Vedikar in Karnath.
Gotcha. Yeah, we know. But there might be like a postcode or a subdivision or something. I don't know.
And whereabouts is Karnath?
Where are you from? And I'll give you some context.
Where is this in relation to where I was?
Where were you? How do I know where you've been? I've never met you before. I'm Dorsa, by the way.
Oh, hello. My name is Darren Kuryu.
Darren Kuyu.
Yeah, Darren Kuryu.
Darren Kuyu.
Oh, but you could just call me Rin.
Rin, it is a pleasure. It's been some time since I've seen your kind. A pleasure, indeed. Where did you come from?
Well, where did you last see my kind?
I've travelled quite a ways. Forests. Forests in Eldin Reach, or near the Eldin Reaches.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
You've come all the way from there?
Yeah,
Yes.
Where is here compared to
where
there?
That's where you were before we met in Averoth, home of the Wayfarers, from whence we came.
That place.
We are quite far from the Eldine reaches. We are almost on the other side of the country, of the entirety of Khorvaire.
Oh, good. I thought for a
Good?
second there you were not as good as you said you were, but that's good.
I'm glad. For I'm not capable of issuing you a refund, nor are you entitled to one.
Hey.
A-triple-C.
Doesn't exist here.
It's the K-triple-C because it's Khorvaire.
Huh?
Alright, I got a big bat.
Oh no, it's the government.
Well, why did you order such a service from so far? Running away from something, and she's yelling, almost yelling this out. In that, for the most part, people have started to go back to what they were doing, eating. Erixa is handing out more of this soup. Grob is on his way back to eating as well in the kitchen.
Isn't that kind of rude? Like,
Yeah, what's with all the questions? What do you, Captain Question or something?
can I open your mouth?
You better try.
What?
She gives you a bit of a wink.
Are you flirting with him now?
No, not at all. Look, I'm just here for to give my customers a good service. Sit and I will offer this soup for you.
What if instead of the stew,
La Pepe.
you brought literally anything else you had?
Kaylani, what else do we have?
Bread.
I'll have it. Bring me your finest bread.
I'll make that 2 breads.
I call back to the kitchen. Defrost the bread.
So much bread.
You hear Zicto the gnome's voice call out. It's been in there for weeks. Okay.
Thaw it out.
And you hear clanking coming from the kitchen as pots are being brought down.
Oh, good. The bread will be wet. Good.
Dorsa says, "Well, it's good to finally meet a member of the guild, the Wayfarers. Make yourself at home."
Oh yes, that reminds me. I take my hat off, put it on the bar, pull out a tiny little plaque, pop it next to the hat, and it says, "Please deposit your letters and payment within the hat."
What?
All in an instant, you see that there are people that just from their person just shrug, and they have letters, and you see about 5 of them put them next to the plaque.
Solving the most annoying thing in D&D. Communication across the world.
It's pretty janky still.
As you see, sorry, did it say put it into the hat?
Yeah, put it in the hat.
Yeah,
But,
so-
there's a little warning at the bottom of it. Don't put your hand in the hat or you'll fucking die. It says.
Okay.
Straight up.
As you watch 5 randos put the letters into the hat, making very sure not to put their own hand in, and they give you a nod of approval and of thanks.
The Wayfarer's guarantee is that I will not open your mail. You can hold us to that.
There's no reply from that, but as you speak that out into the ether, but
Just into the world.
but
I'm gonna open some mail this campaign.
as you watch, Erixa comes out
The
and
number one crime in this world.
yeah, Dorsa comes out as well with soup and starts to bring it out to the patrons and to the customers. You would you like to sit? Would you like to do something else?
I guess I would sit at the newly mended table. Pretty impressed with that.
As you sit, bread is given to you, hot, and what looks to be fresh, but it is quite plain. It's a thin bread, almost Turkish in appearance, in that sort of manner, and it's nothing special, but it's nourished. It's nourishment for you. And you take a couple of bites, and it is quite spongy and crusty around the top, around the crust, and very nice.
I hope the bits that are spongy aren't meant to be crusty. The bits that are crusty.
Holy shit!
It just took so long for that to happen. I just don't know how that happened.
Oh my god.
We'll fix that in a few minutes.
It is literally falling apart around.
I know, right? Terrible.
Yeah, and the
You
bits
guys
that
are in darkness now.
It's a beautiful darkness, though.
Well, my friend,
You're gonna put your torch on your back.
Ooh.
Every time I cast a spell.
No, here.
Oogie boogie.
Telling ghost stories.
Keep going.
no, I was gonna say, do you still need me?
I mean, I think you did your job. I appreciate that.
If I leave you, are you gonna get killed pretty much immediately?
I don't think so anymore.
Who are you running from? I mean, I know I'm not meant to inquire.
Are you married to Captain Question over there now?
Oh, okay. It's just, maybe some people saw you and me together fleeing, and when they come to stab me in my face and ask where you are.
That's a fair call. I'll answer that if you tell me what the hell that was that got us here.
It's super simple. It's tier 5, but I pull out a list of services. And yeah, tier 5 says right down. Hold on. I don't do this much. In fact, that was the first time ever that I did it. Rifling through papers. Yeah. Tier 5, the Turtle Express. Yeah. So it's a bit of magic that a turtle gave me, some interdimensional turtle gave me a long time ago, and it's like a service that we offer. I can't do it very often. Like I can't do that for another month at least. Also, all the stuff that I used was very expensive. That's why we charge so much.
Yeah, I know it was expensive.
Yeah.
Can I get a description of how we got here? Like
Yes.
the mechanism for getting from where we were to this tavern?
Nah, it's super simple, man.
If you want to share it.
Sorry, whoever.
Yeah, it's super simple, man. Firstly, you give me. So I need the heart of a phase spider, which is super easy to get. Also, I need 2 divining rods worth like 20k, and a piece of vellum, priceless vellum, on which a map of where we currently are is inscribed. And I pretty much just use all that stuff to rip a hole. Right? In the imagine this is where you want to get to, right? And this is where we are. You just kind of put them together. And you just open it up. And then you go in.
So I would have physically seen a door.
Yeah. We walked, yeah.
Yeah.
What does the door look like for you?
I'll describe that part because that's what I don't know.
Oh yeah, well anyway. Well the door appears wherever and it just kind of blends into its surroundings. You crack that door open, you walk in. There's a whole bunch of other doors. Ignore those. And then one of them corresponds to where we want to get to. You just jump out of that one.
Yeah, but what was that place with all the doors in the hallway?
Those were adjacent doors. I think some of them were closets. Some of them might go to other places. Typically, I don't mess with the other doors. That's like a big part of the training when they hire you to do this.
And some turtle told you.
Yeah.
And why don't you market it better and call it like a turtle portal or something?
Oh no.
Well, because it's the express one. So we needed to call it something that would communicate the expressness of the service. I don't name it, man. I didn't name it. I just met the turtle and hashed out the deal.
What was the turtle's name?
Fuck, I didn't ask him. I didn't ask. He told me. I don't remember. You don't need to. When you're an interdimensional turtle, you don't worry about. I'm pretty sure there's only one. You'll know him if you see him.
Turtle portal.
Yeah.
That's so much better.
That is way better. It's too late now, though. We already printed all the flyers.
All right. Well, I guess maybe if you are ever back in Breland, you should maybe keep your appearance a bit different.
Nah. Here's what I suggest instead. We'll hang out until we leave this place. And I'll watch the area behind you, and you watch the area behind me.
All right. Does you have any people I should be watching out for?
No.
Oh, cool. My job's easy.
You should probably still do it, though.
Yeah, I will, because I might see my people behind you.
Yes, or other people. But there's no one in particular after me.
What about, like, if you're a postman, should I look out for, like, dogs and stuff?
I fucking hate dogs. No, that's
Kinda
not
like-
fair. I love dogs. Everyone loves dogs.
Half looking like a dog, I'll be like, oh. Ears flop down.
It doesn't work like that. Although you should look out for the milkman. It's just an old beef.
It's weird he carries milk.
Hey.
As you continue to dig into this bread, Kailani, you have half overheard that conversation, half not. Generally, you only really caught wind of the last bit where they started to talk about who's after who. They are soon essentially nondescript people in a sea of people. They're just customers that just happen to come into this in a just a weird way, a very weird way, mind you, but nondescript nonetheless. Everyone else starts to go, well, has already gone back to their usual conversations, etc. So the excitement of the day, basically, just like the soup of the day, only lasts a day. And tomorrow will probably bring something else new. Yep.
That's a lie.
New and
Based
fresh.
on Pepe.
Yeah, correct. Dorsa does take you aside, though, Kailani, and she puts a hand over your shoulder and brings you in a little bit. She says, I've got a favor.
A good favor?
What? You sure? I mean, I think nothing special.
Great.
I just might need that their dwarf over there's services soon.
For what?
Can't really say. Could you? But nothing overt, nothing covert. Sorry, nothing suspicious or anything. More of a personal nature. I'm just wondering whether you can get to. I don't know much about the Wayfinders Guild.
Are you wanting a discount, or what's the purpose?
I've got to see if they're trustworthy. I've got to see if they can be trusted. I'm wondering, while I look out for all this, and she sort of half points to the inn, could you just maybe covertly just make sure that they're a trustworthy bunch of people? Could you do me that favor?
I mean, yeah, I can try.
And look, if as soon as you get the all clear, and there's some sort of proof that
You know, I
there's,
could just deliver something for you, right?
yeah, it might take you a little while. I'm after this to be done in not as long of a time though.
How long do you need it to take?
I'd probably want it to the recipient in a couple of days.
Yeah, but I could learn stuff off of this person and, I don't know, do it myself, maybe?
You could learn the same magics.
No, not the magics. I just mean, like, the knowledge. Maybe. I don't know.
Could you find out?
But if you want an extra set of hands, I can do it.
The cargo is not needing an extra pair of hands. It's just a letter. I just wanted to see whether they can be trusted and not to open it,
That's fine.
not to take advantage of, anything like that.
Okay.
It's just private, that's all.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Doesn't bother me.
Hey, take the rest of the day off with full pay, and maybe do a little bit of non-suspicious questioning.
I'm gonna get some ales.
Yeah.
Great.
And she leaves you be.
Cool. I'm gonna head behind the bar,
Okay.
grab 3 tankards of ale, R.I.P. And make my
we
way
got the barman card.
back over to the table.
Okay. You can see this worker of the Stone Guard comes over with a few drinks, puts them onto the table in front of you.
Plonk, plonk. 3rd for me, and I will take a seat. That was an entrance. Haven't seen that before.
Yes, it's didn't go exactly to plan. I would have preferred to have come on a ground level.
It's called the Total Portal.
Huh. Okay. Haven't heard of that before. I'm not a magic person though, so.
It's fine. It's because the Total showed us how to do it.
Right. Where'd you come from?
I can't tell you because it's this guy's delivery, so I'm not allowed to tell you stuff about what other people ask me to take places.
You're not friends?
No, we are, but well, I'd like to think we are.
Well, I mean, it's like we got a favorite customer here. Because
No.
I'm like his new favorite customer.
I have regulars, but not, favorites.
What's this for?
Oh, I'm finished my shift. I just thought it was interesting the way you guys entered.
Oh, like I can have this.
Oh yeah, that's for you.
Nice.
This one's for you.
Nice, thank you. I appreciate that. Is that, this was poured far away from that stew, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
The stew, you probably shouldn't have eaten it. You did the right thing.
I didn't. Thank
You did the right thing.
This was like the best bread I've ever had.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, let
The
them know.
spongy bits really complemented the crunchy bits.
I would say a little more crusty than crunchy.
Yeah, it was probably pan-fried before it came out to you.
That was really good.
Tell Pan thank you.
I will.
I guess we came from like, well, I don't even know where we are.
Oh, you're in Carneth.
Yeah, but like, where is that in relation to where I was?
So where did you come from?
Well, it's
Which city were you in?
where were we again?
I can't. It's your thing. I can't
What
disclose.
if he gives you
There
permission
was
No,
it's got that train,
Okay, the train.
the train that goes through it.
The lightning rail.
Yeah,
Lightning rail?
yeah, it probably sounds right. It was like on lightning.
That definitely.
yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Definitely goes more than one place, and many a places doesn't go.
Well, it went from the place that I was to then the place that I just was.
Oh, we spelled out in his ear. It was called Avaroth.
It was called, yeah, that one, Avaron.
Avaroth.
Avaroth.
Home of the Wayfarers.
Yeah.
Oh, Avaroth. Where's Avaroth?
In relation to where I am now.
Is it like down and we're up here? We're up there, right?
It's like, imagine the maps here. It's like.
Well, we're up here, right?
Yes.
So where is Avaroth? Is
like
it there?
down into the curves to the left slightly, and then there it is.
Okay, so if we're here, you've come from like here.
Yeah, about that much on the map.
So it's a distance.
It's a long way.
It's not the longest way you could have come, but
It's about the friends you made along the way.
This guy.
Speaking of, do you have names or is yours just Guy?
No, I'm Ivor Greta, Wayfarer extraordinaire.
Okay, so Ivor is your name.
Great.
Yeah.
He's very good at the introductions.
Mm.
My name is Darren Kuyu,
Cool.
but you just call me Rin.
Okay.
No one knows how to say Darren Kuyu.
Darren Kuyu.
Yeah, just call me Rin.
Rin. Okay. Rin. Ivor. Yes?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you were going to tell us your name.
No, well, no, I was just making sure I got the pronunciation right.
I heard they called you Kailani.
Yeah. You can just call me Lani though if you want, or Kai, whichever. They
Which-
both work.
Which do you prefer?
I mean, any of the three is my name, so whatever just is easiest for you.
Kyle it is.
No, not that. Absolutely not that.
It's like a blending of the two.
No. Do you know what the blending of the two is? It's the Kai and the Lani is the Kailani. So you just call me Kailani.
Alright, Kyle.
Thanks.
Classic Kyle.
So, what do people do for like work in this place?
I look down at myself. I'm not wearing a uniform. I look up. So you can work like here.
There are
Oh,
other
like you're
jobs.
giving me a job.
Oh no, I don't have the authority to do that. I mean, there's a lot of guards and military and stuff around here, so there's that too.
No, I don't know if that's for me.
You could grow stuff. You could build stuff.
Well, you've got Grub as well. He goes out and hunts for game.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Do you need someone to help you with that?
Oh no, I could probably do that also, but I just haven't offered. I'm pretty good with a weapon.
Nice. That's a unnerving thing.
Oh,
do
I
it.
didn't mean it like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't control the level in which you.
Nah, it's the first time I've done that.
Do you guys have? So I don't know much about the Wayfarers Guild. Do
Yeah.
you have a like ranking system? Like,
Yeah.
do you have like a commander above you? Like, where do you sit on the chain of command?
Like, well, it's pretty flat kind of structure. We mostly just deliver the mail.
So you don't have a boss.
Yeah, everyone. There's always Renly. Surely you've heard of Renly,
Have I heard of Renly?
the postmaster.
Yes.
Because she's there. She delivers
Make a deception
stuff.
check, please.
She delivers stuff. She helps the people. She heals the people. She makes the bread that's crusty and when it should be crusty. And
12.
Do you want to try and insight to see if...
Nah,
No.
she should have heard of it. It's shit on you if you haven't. So, but yeah, there's Renly. She wandered around the what was it called 80 years ago? Before I fixed it up.
Moonlight.
The Mornlands. The Mornlands.
From some god.
Thanks, man. The Mornlands. It's been 80 years. That's when
Yeah, a lot of people around here like to talk about that. It's some sort of like heroic tale.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm really sick of hearing about it. So you don't have a. So how? Like, what's your reputation as a wayfarer?
Well, I deliver the mail.
No, but are you good at it?
I mean, it's not a hard job, man. Like you just like I'm gonna pick up those letters over there on the bar, and then I'm gonna drop them in the
What's the
hat.
average turnaround time?
Depends how much you pay. Hang on. I fish through all of my stuff and I pull out a very old bit of parchment and I hand it over and it says, "You've got standard delivery tier 1 will cost you 1 copper. The letter will arrive or when it arrives. Tier 2, the swift sparrow, will cost you 3 coppers. That will arrive faster than the first tier, but also, you know, like, it's a big world, man. And there's magic and shit everywhere. Like, it'll arrive. Tier 3, Whispering Wind. Discreet and relatively fast delivery. So we'll give it like a week. This one costs more money, not because it's any faster, but because we're very discreet about the delivery.
Right.
It's like, say you hit up some of them bad dragon artisans in Shan.
Are you telling me this in character?
Yeah. Those
Right.
artisans in Shan who make all those weird statues and whatnot. You hit them up and you need it delivered. You want the box kind of like sealed up. You don't want it done knocking there like 9 a.m. in the morning. Like, hey, we got your delivery. Do you discreetly give the package? That's the Whispering Wind. Starfall Courier, that's overnight. We just use a sending scroll for that. That'll cost you 10 gold. And the Total Express. That's what we just did. I can't do that for another month.
No, yeah.
That'll cost you like 25k.
That's cool. I haven't had to send a letter, so.
You don't?
Well, maybe I have. You don't know.
You have a pen pal?
I don't know. Maybe.
You should get a pen pal. It's nice. Writing letters is fun. And it keeps me in the job.
Hey, kids! Letters are fun!
They are fun. It's the dead art of writing, please.
I don't have any doubt.
Do Do you have a letter you need to post?
No, I was just curious about your business.
No, yeah, no. There's lots of us. We wander through places. Sometimes we set up an office.
What do you do?
I'm self-employed.
You're in waste management?
I'm a wish man.
I'm in between self-employed jobs at the moment.
Oh, okay. What was your last self-employed job?
Well, it netted me enough money to pay for the total portal, but
I don't care about how much you earn. I'm just curious as to what you were doing.
well, I like to keep my business a little bit on the down low.
Oh.
But I do
It
actually.
looks like you like to keep it up high.
Well, I do require a new job as I used up most of my earnings on the total portal. So, like, if you just need like some hunting or something done.
I can do that myself, but thank you. If you want to wait tables, I'm sure it also would be okay with an extra set of hands. But it's not, it's not high earning money if that's what you're after.
But what's the point of just waiting by a table?
Because someone might pop up and break it.
Yeah,
So, like, table security.
yeah.
I could probably do that.
I'm sure you could.
Help me deliver these letters until we find you a job that's fitting of your talents. Also explain to me how you made 25k. So that we might...
25,000?
Yeah, that's what it costs.
Yeah, well,
Like gold?
Yeah, for the materials.
that's basically all I had, though.
Okay.
You gotta spend money to make money,
Oh yeah.
and I currently have no money, so I've done the first part. I'm like halfway there.
Wow. I take a big sip of my ale.
Yeah.
Well, to new friends, I guess.
To new friends.
I'll
If only there was a fourth person.
cheers, and I'll have a sip, and it'll be the first sip that I've had in.
What are you doing?
Where are you from?
Nothing. I drink all the time. Shut up.
Alright.
Wow.
As you take the sip of drink and continue your conversation, we'll take a 10-minute break at that point and then come back.
Wow.
First half of your new characters.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Interesting.
How many countries have I offended in my attempt at an accent?
All of them.
Pretty much. Awesome accent. We're going to be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we will be back soon. And enjoy the be right back. Thank you. Bye. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all. So let's see what happens.
Oh!
One other round?
Oh, jeez.
They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 25 for
Okay.
stealth check.
25.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. That's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
It's 18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The GM is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion, and you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And In front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! The camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey,
Dench, I thought you were Osei?
I'll say something to you.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice, but now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer, the red scales, blind every eyes. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away. Make your attack.
Oh yeah, he fucked up.
Challenge to Rook and says, look, this is getting a bit corny.
Oh, dance again, quick!
This Aaron Cochran does.
I'm gonna transform.
You got a massage it.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
We're lotioning.
Oh no! This is very uncomfortable. I'm glad I did.
Shake off the excess.
Shake it all off.
That was wonderful.
Very
I
moist.
have nightmares tonight. I'm not good with words. But I think when I think back to everything that I've done since like day one with these motherfuckers, like you were there always. And you were like the only one that actually listened to me for a really long time. So, duh. Of course I got like all feelsy and stuff. And then Dench came along. God. I was so jealous. So fucking jealous. I don't think it's fair to tell you how I feel if I don't get to stay. That would be cruel. But I think you know.
Well, Amara, I love you. And I will wear the cruelty because I think it is worth it. It's worth every moment we've had, and it is every memory.
Mara's just gonna be like, not of lava, but single tear. And she's just gonna be like, I love you too. I'm sorry I didn't say it.
It's Aaron Cochrane. That's yeah.
Can you do that again?
I will not do that. It's that you're trying to bandage up gaping holes in his chest, and
I got you, buddy.
you kind of now realize that your initial investigation of his body reveals that his head is missing.
I thought I had him there, guys.
Tell us the things you're going to tell us.
Okay.
And maybe we'll let you live.
Yeah, if it's
Are you lying?
I'll actually laugh. Like in character.
Are your shoulders like that? Like,
It comes out exactly like that.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
You have feathers in your hand of this Pegasus.
Do we see the children?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to try and catch the children.
All right. They're moving very quickly. So what's your flying speed?
My flying speed full is 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay. They're falling a bit faster, but you can attempt to.
It's our first kill in the campaign, 2 innocent children.
And as you get closer, you see lives. And this cage that it now looks like it is so packed with corpses, squished together. As you get a closer look, this symbol is depicting 2 companies or houses, but they are together. They're on the same bit of metal. They depict the house that your parents are working in. And they depict the symbol on the other side of House Tarot.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna end that. And we're gonna end that tonight.
And that's it. That's it, everybody.
We're gonna take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
That
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not fudging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh!
Another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 25 for
Okay.
stealth check.
25.
Okay.
bad.
It's a bad. That's a wheeze.
Is that a
That's an
nat 20?
evil wheeze.
It's 18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down. It's gonna,
Hold on a second.
It's gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The genome is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! My camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey,
Dennis, I thought you were Osei.
I'll say something to you. Come here.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice of it. Now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer the red scales, blind every eyes. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away.
It's weird because if you strain pasta after it comes out of the microwave,
You fit more in there, yeah.
It's all about fitting more in. Anyway.
You shouldn't strain the pasta, it's not good for you.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hopefully the light
How many
will
minutes
stay up
should
this
you cook
time.
pasta for?
Until it's done.
So you throw it at the wall, it sticks.
How do you roast a potato?
You pay out on it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Totally cut off what Michaela was saying.
You always always do. It's great. Hello, Girl Wonder. Hello, welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome back. We'll go straight back into it then.
Into what? For legal
Maury-
reasons, that was a joke.
Maury continues to discuss his own goals with you while he's in Khorvaire. I think what I'm going to do is spend some time in Karnath first. It's the closest to sea. Arenol is north of us. And I just thought it quite fascinating the culture here, the history, the war, both shocking and fascinating in their own right. I'll have much to pass back to my people. Do you have any recommendations of places to go?
You'd have to go past the Talenta Plains. The hospitality there is amazing.
Talenta Plain. South of here, yes?
It would be, yeah.
Halflings?
Correct, predominantly.
I look forward to meeting them for the first time.
A lot more of my kind are there as well at the moment.
What are tieflings doing there?
Lots of them fled from the Mournlands once everything was over. They've established homes and settlements.
A righteous cause. Out of curiosity, tieflings, your kind are... And he takes out another now blank book from his robe, an inkwell and a feather, and he starts to write. A quill, and that's the word, and the quill, and he puts the quill in the ink, starts to write on this piece of parchment. Would you mind if I take notes while you're describing some of these things, just as a kickoff, I guess, for my experience?
Of course.
What your kind, the tieflings, they are like demons in appearance, or from things I've seen. Would that be apt a description?
I mean, as a race, I guess yes. But demons come in all shapes and sizes. Fiends, devils.
But tieflings are a product of humans and demons?
It can be.
What else is there?
I believe some, depending on how far back you go, were already a part of the culture from one of the Nine Hells.
And do you practice any of their similar similar ways?
You might find little pockets here and there. They have to be careful about what they do when they pray to their gods, as you might understand. Devil worshipping isn't always taken lightly, particularly after the events of Frazzle Blue.
Yes, I guess I'm trying to connect to the most recent history, which is that battle or that war, that time. On the way here, I was warned to stay away from demonkind. Would you say, respectfully, that you would be considered one?
Yes.
So, you're saying you approved or follow, perhaps, what happened 80 years ago?
I cannot say. There's a generational gap between, I think, the people that were here previously and who's here now.
What do you think? Do you have any views on what happened?
I think it was a terrible thing that took place. I get the resentment that some of the people here in Khorvaire have towards my kind, but there are also many good tieflings trying to make ends meet.
And his eyes light up at that point. What are they doing?
Depends. Forging, farming, whatever it is that they can do to make a living.
And where in Khorvaire are they being, well, to put it bluntly, accepted?
Mostly in the Talenta Plains. They've been scattered all over the place. Some on the other side, where Breland is, haven't fared so well. But I must admit there are still sympathizers to the cause of maybe their old ways.
What? Trying to do what? To sympathize?
Mostly the ragtag groups of tieflings that are trying to get back to their old ways.
And he's
they
writing all
believe
this
that the devil kin are the true rulers.
Writing all this down. He almost doesn't. He takes sips of water that's been given to him, just like the most studious scholar. He is making sure every word is laid out. I don't know whether this is. I'm not sure of the mannerisms. I'm not sure. Is this confronting to you? It should. And I apologize. I'm merely here to collate information. And if it is at all disconcerting, we can cease the conversation.
No, not at all. I don't mind. Again, there's many walks of life, be it a human or a shapeshifter, a drow. They all have different belief systems. I wouldn't maybe paint broad strokes of the same kind.
I think that is admirable. I think we all should be respecting each other and being aware of and accepting, especially now.
But don't mince my words, though, friend. There are some that would soon enough cut your heart out.
And then you overhear to your right someone say, "Is that what you're going to do?" And you see one of the people who you had been observing playing cards put down his cards and just sort of lean back, start to look at you. You can see that this fellow has a scar across his cheek, an older human, missing some teeth, and a slick back brown hair.
You said older gentleman?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you would have to worry. I don't think that tick has got long left in it to be any use of anything to us.
Yeah, you can go ahead and shut up. How about you just take those horns and take that skin and take everything that your tiefling kind left here and just go back to the Nine Hells, mate.
Certified asshole.
Is that mean the same town?
No, it's not. And you see Maury just glance over for a moment, and he leans in and he says, perhaps, of course, we can both stand up for yourself, but I think for the purposes of what we're supposed to be doing here, maybe finding somewhere a bit more welcoming.
Yeah, of course we can.
So, and he...
you don't need to, Maury.
He just puts his hand up and he looks over and he says, respectfully, please, just leave us be. And the human just leans back more in his chair and it grabs the mug of ale he's been drinking, takes a bit of a sip, looks at it. I'm sorry. Look, we're just all a bit on edge because of, rumors and we don't... I'm sorry. And he gets up and stretches his back a little. And as he's walking towards you, he throws the ale at you. Over, and it covers you and goes a little bit on the book as well.
Oh my god.
I can't react to that.
I'm sorry. What's that?
I can't react to that.
What would you like to do to react to that?
Oh my god, you're just gonna one-shot someone?
If you'd like, you can.
Immolation.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
No, not that.
Jeez.
I tripped.
Yeah, I mean, if
The
he's...
next war.
How far away is he from me before he walks over?
He's about 10 feet away.
Yeah, if he's walking over, I would have a sense of potentially what's...
You can make an insight check before as he does it, if you like.
Not great. Oh, that's actually pretty good. 14.
You weren't overly sure. There seemed to have been for an instant a genuine regret in his voice before the drink was sprung onto you.
Yeah.
And with that, he gives a bit of a gruff laugh, looking down at his empty cup. Best money I've ever spent. And he turns around, his back to you, and just struts back to his chair and sits down.
I'll kind of brush myself off. And I'll suggest Maury. Same sort of thing.
Disappointing. And he brushes himself off. He got a little bit on him too.
I'm going to pick up whatever I can to draft the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you pick up some serviettes and you wipe that quite clean. Maury looks over as he gestures to you to then probably head off and leave them be. But Maury does look over and says, I will not be writing good will about you. Arenal will hear of this. Disappointing first impressions.
Is he saying this to the old dude?
Yeah.
I'll leave because the bartender didn't take the 3 copper, did he?
No.
I'll leave the 3 copper on the table for him, and yeah, I'll leave the tavern with Maury.
Maury leads, and he, as he looks over your shoulder over his shoulder to make sure you're following, you step out into a fairly bright day. There are few clouds in the sky. The sun is high. It's getting closer to lunchtime. You smell a little of ale, but the sun seems to be drying that out fairly quickly, which is a nice thing. And with the other smells around you, the nearby flower beds, in a bright, clean street, you see the ruby-coloured armour of some soldiers of Karnath, official soldiers, in pairs, in fives, just walk back and forth. Some look at you a little bit sidelong, some ignore you completely, but Maury is right beside you, and he says, I think they're looking at me. Don't you worry. I'm also quite... how would you say it? Sticking out like a sore thumb.
That's odd terminology, yes.
Yeah, perhaps this tavern is going to be a little bit more welcoming.
Well, yes, and I don't think I would have liked to have spent the night there. I'll tell you what. Do I know of the local area?
You've been here a couple of days, or do you mean more outward of
Looks the
this
town
city?
and stuff, yeah.
The town itself is inhabited by about 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's not a tiny town and not a city. It's and that doesn't include people from the fields around the town. You spending a couple of days just walking around, taking note of everything. Maybe 200 to 300 houses and shops put together.
Is this the town with the scabbards in?
Yeah. So you were just in the scabbard. The Stone Guard is the second inn.
Do I know the Stone Guard?
Yes, you do. You've been past it.
Do I know if they have lodging?
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay.
That is the direction Maury seems to be going anyway.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. There's a really nice place called the Stone Guard. They have a really good perpetual soup. It's delicious. Have you ever had such a thing?
I've never heard of the delicacy. Tell me more.
Oh, they've been cooking this thing for like 40 years.
The original product.
Yeah, there's a real history in the flavour.
I can imagine. How does it
way better description than I gave. Locally sourced. History and the flavour.
Justify perpetual ramen.
Yeah.
So
I am
history check instead of constitution to see if you can keep it down.
Yeah. What's in this? You intrigue me with these new flavors. I've quite a delicate palate, but I'm looking forward to it. Lead the way.
I'll lead the way, and as we're going, I must mean to ask, how do you feel about Carneth and the way that they use their soldiers? Is it the same?
The same
in your
as
city?
What? Oh.
In Arenal?
Well, not overly. In fact, they're quite the opposite. We are taught to respect and see the other side of magic, as it were. There is a kind of magic that we use in the Undying Courts that is called positive energy. And positive energy is magic that is pure and respectful to the deceased. The dead walk among us, or among the courts. I'm not a part of the courts themselves. I live in the outskirts of Arenal. But we are all taught that there's positive energy, and we do see it as magic manifested. We see the dying, or we see the dead walk among us. They exist. The bodies are not used for any purpose. They are revived in a way, but not to life. They're revered as their own beings, almost a positive echo on the world. They share stories of their past. Could you say the same? See, I've believed from what I've read, those that are called themselves necromancers, they bring these dead back to an existence that they are under a control of sorts. Well, we do not do this. I don't quite understand that magic. It doesn't seem to me to be quite the same. I've yet to investigate further, however, so my knowledge is quite limited. Would I be correct in saying such a thing? As to the way that this necromancy is performed?
Just not to overstep. So correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of Carneth's military is brought up off the backs of the undead. I believe, there is somebody that controls them as a whole. I guess out of game question. Is there like a head honcho, I guess, in each
There were necromancers of Carneth, but that was in the last war, and that has since been outlawed.
Yeah. But the necromancy itself has been largely outlawed. I think they only just use it for security purposes now.
I see. Well, perhaps there will be tomes, books to read on such knowledge, and that is where I will get my learnings from, since I cannot talk to someone directly.
Is Zendrick not far from Arenal?
Zendrick is very far from Arenal. It's essentially, Khorvaire's in the dead center, then you've got Zendrick in the south, Arenal in the north.
Oh, okay, I got it around the wrong way. Tell me, do you know anything of Zendrick?
I've heard it is a great, vast, dead empire that was once formed by giants, and the giant civilization became non-existent anymore. And now it is overgrown with jungles and ruins of a past empire. Somewhere exciting to explore, but somewhere dangerous as well. I've simply read the stories.
And do I know if the 12 just in Shan, or are they
You know
somewhere else?
that the 12 are in Korth, in Karnath.
In Karnath. Okay.
Yes, they after the great, after some of after 80 years ago, what happened 80 years ago, they made their home now in Korth, in Karnath. Korth being the capital.
I must admit, while you're here, you should probably check in Korth.
What is there?
The 12?
The wizards.
Yes.
I'm sure they would shed some light into their own history. Is there any particular other reason I should meet with them? Would they know more about perhaps the history of Karnath and the undead?
I think they keep a lot of information on a lot of things. After all, the 12, I believe, have access to perhaps special knowledge. If you're serving as an emissary, they might be interested to hear what you have to say. Or at least somebody. I can't guarantee you would actually meet any of them, but...
I would be surprised if I could. They appear to be far above the... I guess they wouldn't talk to the common folk, surely.
No, I doubt it, but someone might be able to answer some questions for you. May as well make the trip worthwhile.
We'll see. Perhaps one of their... yes, anyway.
I guess we'd be getting close to...
You're in front of the inn, and you can see it's the round tavern in front of you. It's a few stories tall. You haven't personally been inside this tavern before, but you saw it on the way, and it does say the Stone Guard out the front, and it does have a statue of a soldier in this granite, a grey granite, but that's also painted on the same maroon, ruby-looking color as the Karnath soldiers.
I'll open the door for him, allow him in. Lastly, when we get the opportunity, I'll have to give you a trinket. If you make it into Shan, I suggest you go see Sister Alira. She'd be able to help you out with a couple of things while you're there. Maybe give you some lodging inside the temple.
Alira, thank you. What temple, may I ask?
The Temple of the Arbiters.
Thank you. And you immediately, as soon as you open the door and start to go in, there's a line up. And you smell some quite interesting smells coming from inside. You look around and you see a lot of yellow-robed patrons that are eating predominantly soup. And otherwise, everyone is in a big hustle and bustle of a crowd. Speaking, laughing, drinking, eating. It's just a whole mess of a tavern. But it's lively, and it looks like people are generally quite cheery here. And you see this portly woman walk up to you and give you this little ticket. And she says, "Morning, I'm Dorsa. There you go. You're number 8 in the queue. We'll sit you down as soon as we can. There was an incident just before." She looks behind you. There's no one behind you. "Yeah, sure. Drinks and food on the house. Why not?"
Oh, look at my new friend. It's very kind and unusual.
Maury. Is you looking at Maury or the Dorsa?
Maury.
Oh, Maury looks at you and says,
"Don't expect free food and drink in most places."
This is a special occasion or something.
And I'll look at the tavern lady. Is this a special occasion?
Sort of. The tavern got ripped up. I've just repaired it. The culprits are over there. You can ask more about them. And she half points in the middle of the tavern.
Does anybody need assistance?
Oh, are you a healer of sorts, or?
Yeah, I can practice.
Really? Well, ask them. They might still have some wounds they're licking, and she yells into the tavern. Lani, hold your hand up. And you hear Dorsa yell out to you. Yeah, there. Talk to her.
I'll grab a drink on the way. Would you like one, Maury?
Oh, yes. I'm not much of a drinker, but just even your water is a little bitter to taste. But I'll try Something sweet.
Gonna be good something sweet.
Dorsa goes over, yells over, Erixa, get them a juice. And
You got a shandy.
and she says, have a seat, have a seat.
I guess I'll go over to where I've been ferried across to.
Okay. Maury follows you quite close behind, and you shuffle your way past a couple of chairs, and Erixa comes over with a tray with these two long, thin glasses, and and they have this pinkish orange liquid within. And she puts them down onto a table in front of you all, and she pulls up another two chairs, and she looks back and says, "Have a seat."
Take a seat.
Not much more room, I'm sorry to say. Erixa looks to you and she gives you this smirk. How'd you get out of this?
They told me to take the afternoon off. Apparently I look terrible today.
She gives you a wider grin and says, "Yeah, you look like shit."
Oh, great. That's so polite.
And she laughs and she says, "No, you're fine."
People come here for the hospitality, quite clearly.
And she goes and rushes off to do something else.
Can I hear that conversation?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Were you injured in the...
Please don't call me ma'am. No, I wasn't. But thank you for asking. Were either of you?
So what's exactly happened here? The place looks fine. It just looks busy.
Are you here for my sins?
My word, your eyes are very freaky deaky there. What did they do anything?
Help me see?
But like extras or?
No, just like anybody else's eyes.
Oh, that's
Pot?
very good. I've never seen
pot,
that.
Kettle.
Ah, yes. Well, anyway. By the power of Barmut, Ado, what other ones are there?
I don't know.
All of the gods, I seek forgiveness now.
What?
I'm not making any deals with you.
I'll look to Maury and just... that'll cost you 10 silver.
Take me now.
You see in front of you a being you've never seen before. This alabaster-skinned, half-translucent elf in this blue robe. He's not said anything, but he's taken out a quill and is just scribbling notes down. Almost, and if you look over, you'd see that he is trying to verbatim write your discussion. He looks up and says, "Oh, hello, I'm Maury. I am an elf from Aranel. A pleasure."
Where is that?
As far as I'm aware, there is an island, country. You call it Khorvaire. That is where we're in currently. It's surrounded by ocean. Above that, there is lots of water, and then another island, quite large, bit smaller. We call it Aranel. It's where elves predominantly live, and the Undying Courts.
Why are you see-through?
Pardon?
Why are you see-through?
I was going to ask the same thing at some point.
Oh, my skin. We believe that our skin is such because we see little sunlight, but moonshine is predominant there, and it has a magical effect on our skin that allows us to absorb some of the energies that it bestows, allowing us to be energized by it.
Right, so you're like a reverse leaf.
Almost. Yes, for the you would call it synthesis photo.
Whisper in his ear, "Are you okay with this?"
Maury whispers back, "This is fascinating."
Yeah, it's kind of similar that, dwarves are short and stumpy because they grumble up in tunnels.
Yes. Well, you be careful, I'll grumble up your tunnel.
Do you have any letters you need posted?
That'll cost you 10 silver too.
For me to post your letter.
No,
That's
for
not
you
how
to
that
go
works.
up in my tunnel.
Oh, okay.
If that's what you like to do.
Don't worry about it then.
You could probably make more off of that.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Probably should charge less for that. What's your name? Both of you.
My name's Locke.
I'm Maury.
Nice. Is that like an actual, is that your real name? Is that your like walk amongst this plane? So don't give out your real name just in case we use it against you.
You do know that tiefling are an actual just race, right? And not, they're living
Which one makes you more afraid of me?
neutral
When you said
creatures.
about the same since you mentioned your tunnel.
If it helps as well. And it
You
looks
should
back at
know
you.
this. You've obviously traveled.
I am. I'm well travelled. I've been to every corner of this fair land of ours.
Have you been to Arenal?
Yeah.
I've got a letter.
Alright. Put it in the hat. Point at the hat over there.
How does the payment system work?
You just drop the money in there. How fast does it need to get there? And how discreet?
I mean, discreet as you can be.
Well, that'll cost you 10 silver. Extra. And how fast does it need to be?
Well, can you? Do you deliver it personally?
Depends. Again, it depends on how. It depends a little bit on like what it is and where we're going.
Well, it's not discreet, but it needs to go back to Arenal.
When?
Within the week.
No, that's fine. Just throw it in the hat. One of the other wayfarers will pull it out when they're there-ish. That's how it works.
But how do you get there within a week?
It's wayfarer stuff.
If I can have a guarantee.
100%.
Very well.
Do I notice he's wearing the actual, or am I aware of other Wayfarer Guild postmen? Wear similar.
Yes. You've
Yeah.
seen others rarely, but in major cities mostly.
Yeah.
They exist.
The guild is moderate in size. It's not a dragon mark house, certainly not. And the Wayfarers Guild is, in effect, directly competing with House Civis, who is essentially and House Orion to a point, because they are what do you call it? Communication sort of guilds. They're letter heavy, that sort of thing.
Shit guilds. They hold your mail up to the sun, they look through the letters, and they go, what's this? What's this political intrigue? And they tell someone.
Oh, so you don't do that.
Huh?
Never ever asked about it.
No, you've reminded me of them now. It's pissed me off.
So you don't do that.
No.
You've never opened someone else's mail.
No, and unless it was alive, we have to check if it's living. We won't set it free, but we have to check.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Just to make sure everything is being disclosed.
I might have opened up some mail before. It's a very rare.
I think so. Yeah, it might need a roll of deception there.
I try to avoid it.
That dice is gone now.
The dice is gone forever, just like your letters.
Jeez. Maury's also inciting.
It's a 19.
Likewise, 19.
Yeah, I might have opened up some letters once, but mostly I try to.
That's the yeah,
The sense, I guess.
the sense.
So
Never.
I forgive me, but I don't entirely believe that you've never opened one.
I respect that strong opinion. I see how you landed there, but it's not the case.
I can only speak from the one experience I've had, but it was quite pleasant apart from the whole table thing.
Here he remains unopened.
Right, you truly have a point. It's quite unsettling.
There you go.
You could send them through them. They're fine.
He gets up and is taking out a sealed letter to put into the.
Make sure your hand doesn't touch the opening of
Yeah,
the.
don't put your hand all the way.
I've heard bad things about that.
Read the sign.
He just copies you completely and half looks at his thumb, gives you a tentative smile. and puts the letter undamaged into the hat.
Yeah, so if I'm about that way and I'm the right person, I'll pull it out and deliver it. Some other guy might instead.
As Maury sits back down, he says, how do you know for certain that people have paid for your service?
No, you all get sorted out in Azeroth. The letters go in the hat. They end up in this kind of big chamber where we fish all the shit out from amongst them. Because some like, look, we all put our hats on the tavern bench. Other stuff falls in there.
What happens to the letters then if something like a barrel of water goes in?
It's not my job, but they've got a protocol for that.
Well, I'll always assume that they wouldn't open the barrel of water, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. What did you do back in maybe the land of Moon? Like, what was your job?
Aeronol.
Aeronol.
I am a practicing lumberjack.
Right, okay.
Dense wood is my specialty. I have a farm of dense wood.
Right. Now, what happens when there's not enough rain and the dense wood forestation is more than the crop can grow back? That's right, you don't know, because even though it's tangentially related to forest stuff, that's not really the job you do.
That would be devastating. It's never happened before.
Yet, because somebody's looking after it. How? You don't know. Same thing with the
What
letters.
the Undying Courts are.
Yeah.
I do know.
Yes, that's what I mean. The other wayfarers are looking after it.
While they're having this discussion, I change the color of my eyes to the same color of eyes as. I haven't actually gotten your name yet.
Eyeball.
Yeah.
Eyeball. I haven't got your name yet either.
Yeah, I told you my name.
Yeah, you said it and you made comment.
Oh, that's right. You said it like my own. How rude. Eyeball.
So you look back at Locke and you see that his eyes are exactly like yours.
Nice.
From this deep black to now your color.
Oh no, well, the other one's fake.
I changed my color eyes to his color eyes.
Mm-hmm. Which are? Like a yellow?
Yeah, like a auburn brown. But the other ones were much cooler.
Oh, you appreciate those?
How are you doing that?
Yeah, like creaky dicky is better than boring.
How are you doing that?
I can just do it.
Like, is it magic or is it something you can just do?
It's something I can just do.
So it doesn't require magic?
No.
Interesting.
Do you do cross eyes?
I'll try and cross my eyes.
You do so quite easily.
Is it something you learnt, or were you born with this talent?
No, a lot of tieflings can do that.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question.
You're just born with it.
Okay,
Born
great.
cross-eyed?
That could be.
So are you like nocturnal, like an owl or something? Or?
No, our kind has days and nights in a sense, but our sun is waned and is blue in appearance. It's a different sun. Well, the same sun, but differently. Its energy is obscured by the Undying Court's magic. Therefore, we live in a perpetual twilight, though the days are the same. Twilight.
How do the plants grow?
They grow. They grow because the ground is so nutrient. And again, the moons give off this positive energy. It's all around us. And therefore, it produces some amazing delicacies. Speaking of, and you can see that behind you, Eric's has come in with soups and just put the pepper stew in front of each of you. A particularly big one in front of you, Lani. And she gives you this big wink and says, hey, how about you show the others how good this is while you're got the afternoon off?
I could, but I spent the afternoon snacking in the kitchen with Grob, and for that reason, I am just so full. However, if anyone wants a second serving, feel free.
Maury just goes into it.
Yeah, I'd start holding in.
Yep.
What do you think?
Looking down, you can see the soup. It looks thick It looks like it's got meats of all different kinds. Chicken, pork, even like almost burnt. It looked initially like burnt meat, but it looks like boar. It's got fish in there as well, like a skeleton of a fish head comes. It's got vegetables of different sizes and colors: yellow carrots, blue carrots, orange carrots. It's a whole mix of flavors. But Maury,
definitely celery in that shit.
yeah, mellows it. As he takes a sip, it's fantastic.
I thought it would be. Like I said, there's history in this soup.
It's how would I describe this? It's
Le Pepe stew.
Oh, please.
No, I ate some already in the kitchen.
Just one spoonful.
Oh, I'm good. Honestly, I'm drinking an ale now.
Just put some in your mouth and spit it back in the bowl.
Why? That's disgusting. Then no one can eat it.
I'll partake in your soup if you do not want it, Maury says.
Yeah, go for it.
And he takes another couple of bites. At that point, you all see a dwarf in a yellow cloak come over. He looks like he has runes of House Jurasco on it, on his forearms. This dwarf like yourself comes up and puts his hand on each of your shoulders, and he looks over.
He has 4 hands?
One at a time. And Kato, you recognize Kato, and he looks over it curiously, and he says, I would think that's going to cause you some stomach trouble, hey? But you're all going to be okay. And as he touches your shoulders, you each feel your stomach's ease. You no longer feel nauseous, and you won't for the next 24 hours. For the purposes of this, he's cast Cure Disease on each of you.
How did I have food poisoning? I was sitting next to it.
It's the bread.
Being ravenous, probably would have already, regardless of the nausea, been hoeing into it, so that just makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I might as well now.
So none of you have told me what happened here to give free drink and food.
Well, I was working my shift.
You work here?
Yeah,
They let you drink here after you finish your shift?
I live here also.
Oh, okay. Makes sense then.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of sad drinking in your house.
You've never had a drink in your house?
I don't know. Takes the shine off.
Do you have a house?
Nah.
Oh, okay, what's sadder? No, I was working, and all of a sudden, these two fall from the sky. Shatter one of the tables.
These two as in these two?
Oh, yeah.
How did you accomplish that?
Tortle portal.
Have I ever heard of a tortle portal before?
No, even with a roll.
Long story short, to save you the pain and suffering, the Tortle Portal is an expedited shipping.
That's where you come into this.
Instantaneous delivery of goods.
Okay.
Apparently, it costs 25,000 gold.
That's a pretty powerful spell.
It's a ritual spell. Tortle gave it to us, hence the name Tortle Portal.
You didn't learn it?
Nope. Cast it as a ritual. Way too intense for me.
Yes, that is intense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Makes us shits all over what the other houses have got going on.
I don't know. House Oren can teleport across the other side of the continent and they don't cost $25,000.
Continent?
Hey, what's this?
Continent, other plane of existence, wherever you got to go, we'll get you there. That's
So,
what we do.
wait, you skipped over that fact. You're not a fan of the houses?
No, we just did better than them at delivering stuff.
For $25,000.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you want to get it? Think of a place. We'll deliver there.
Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Where is it? That's what we do, but not for another month. Okay, I only do it once a month.
Teleportation circles still around?
Teleportation circles have been outlawed.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Which makes it why it's so damn expensive, because there's no competition. It's not really a teleportation circle.
Oh,
Nobody's
there
passed
goes trouble for this campaign.
Nobody's passed the law against it yet, so.
Yeah, right.
Right?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You charge what you want.
As you think back to,
It's the ingredients mostly.
as you think that back to your thought of laws that have changed over the course of the last, since you've been alive, in fact, there have been certain powerful magical abilities and spells that all of, at least the majority, the 5 nations, have come together and have agreed to make certain things illegal. One of them being teleportation circles specifically. There are a couple of other very niche spells that are not written anywhere publicly. Only those who, the 12 and thus other powerful beings can know who can cast these spells would have that knowledge.
So then where did you come from? That made it urgent that you had to come here for 25,000 gold.
It's probably easier to ask him.
I can't tell you. It's client's
So imagine we're
client
here.
postman privilege.
It's like this far away on the map.
To the left.
It's basically we're here. He comes from here.
I pull out a map of Khorvaire.
Ah, perfect.
Yes, you do.
Perfect. Yeah.
What's
Whereabouts that?
What's that?
Maury looks
That's
over
a
as well.
Terrible resolution, but.
Right.
Is that is the map of Khorvaire?
Yeah, that's it.
And we are in Vedica here, and he points to Vedica on the northern eastern part of the map. And what town did you say you had come from? What was it called?
You can tell them.
Avaroth.
Avaroth.
The mighty home of the wayfarers. Make sure you tell. I don't know. Who are you even? Why? Who are you? Are you just writing this down? You're writing a book?
I'm so sorry. I had been, I guess, asked for by Locke here, and I had just started to talk to him about sharing information between our peoples. And I am one of the first in quite some time to come over from Aranel and document my visit proper. And I'll be taking this all back to Aranel once we're done here. After I spend some time around, with your recommendations, of course, the particular places to help understand about post-war life and just your cultures in general, and compare to my own.
Well, if you're having troubles with regrowing your dense wood forest, you should check out the druids in the Eldine Reaches.
Oh?
They're very good at regenerating the land.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Like originally?
Where's that on that bit of paper?
Yours is better.
What's your intelligence score?
Yours is a better map than mine.
Good shout. My thing is that I do not know how to read and write. Intelligence, Jesus Christ. Doing the sweets. Where are we? It is 11.
Yeah, cool. But you can't read and write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should have actually told you that in the backstory.
That's cool. That is okay.
Hey,
Well
I
learned
just
in here.
gotta let you know super
Pretty minor. Yeah. So you point out where the Eldin Reaches are.
Yeah.
Okay. You look. You recognize some of the letters that make up the word, but you can't. You don't recognize how it all fits. So it looks a long way, but it's a small map, so you're not 100% sure.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
What
Oh.
about you, Postman Pat?
I think she's
Did
talking
you
for you.
freeze him?
Where are you from?
I changed my eyes back to the normal colour.
It's me asking you.
I grew up on the road with the other wayfarers.
You don't. Where was your place of birth?
Sean.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't remember it much. I left when I was a boy.
What about you?
I actually don't know where I was born.
Cool.
Would it be possible to think that as a tiefling, you might have been spawned?
Oh.
Out of game question. Is that potential?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
You
I mean, it could be.
spawn.
He gives you this very specific thumbs up to try and emulate Ivor, and goes back to writing down.
But I must admit, I don't think that's the case for myself. I have a sister and she knows my parents. I just never met them or remember them.
Did you ever think to look for them to ask?
Well, I know where they are. They're buried in the ground.
Ah.
What is it with you and always having dead parents?
May they be ever living
I appreciate that.
in your memory. Well, if you are at some point, please think on this. You may have known them as a child, and you all may have known them as a child.
Well, this is going to get real intimate up in here.
Yeah, it will. Go.
Ass.
Next time.
If you would ever think about doing this, please visit Arenal, where we can possibly bring back memories that you do not remember.
That could be an idea. I would like to see the trees there.
They are beautiful.
I'm to understand as well, so you have some of the best wood crafting possible.
Oh, we are renowned for it, yes.
Suits of armor that are as strong as steel, but made of wood?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you all planning on staying here for the night?
I think so. My friend's been traveling for some time. You should get some rest when possible.
I should probably maybe find somewhere to curl up. Where were you from, though?
Like, originally?
Yeah, like you asked everyone else, but you didn't answer.
Do you know? I know where I grew up. I don't know where I'm from, though. Similar to you, I don't know where I was born.
Where'd you grow up?
Valina.
Where's that on that bit of paper?
It's over here. It's below Talenta Plains.
Oh, so we basically come from like all over.
Yeah, kind of.
Yes, so.
I grew up mostly in the Talenta Plains.
There's an escape artist cat.
Good.
Forgive me. Dad duties call me.
And you?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't mean oh no as in oh no, fuck you. I mean oh no as in hope it's all okay.
Nothing terrible. Someone has to hold the baby while it pukes. I'll
Oh,
see you next
Oh
week.
no.
Goodbye.
See you next Tuesday.
See you, bro.
So all intents and purposes then, I find this guy a room.
I
Cool.
held tribute. Ivor.
Cool.
No, he's got a room now. He's got wayfarer duties to do.
Exactly.
Ivor, that soup really got to you, buddy. You should go lay down.
Bye.
As Ivor goes and rests for a time, you see Maury start to speak to him a little about the letter that he is going to be sending, and a bit about the detail about that. As they walk off, it's just you three. and you see Dorsa start to walk over, and she sits down in that empty chair.
As Maury heads off, I'll get someone to find you some accommodation for tonight.
Stay here.
Yeah, do I need to pay some? Can I pay you if you work here?
Does Dorsa sit down?
She does.
This is Dorsa. She's the boss.
I saw you before at the entry.
Yeah, you're enjoying yourselves?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Meeting new people?
Well, yes. I've met one of your staff members and Rin. Did you introduce yourself yet?
Oh, my name. I'll just call me Rin.
And this guy Rin. Please, if you could, just make sure my friend gets a room. I'll cover it.
Sounds good. He'll be in good hands. So, maybe different opinions, but what do you think so far? You know.
I mean, the soup was alright.
Soup was good?
It was better after that man touched me on the shoulder.
Which man?
The guy in yellow.
Why did he do that?
And they did a little a glowy thing.
And what did that do?
You might need to take that up with Kato.
After rolling her eyes, she says, I'll do that in a second. Kato, I'm coming for you. He immediately gets up and looks over and gives a bit of a wink and starts to move away. And she says, what do you think of this Wayfarer service? Any good, legit?
Seems legitimate. It's, it's across the entirety of Khorvaire and potentially beyond, and seems like a good enough person from what I can gather, at least.
Sounds terribly expensive.
Expensive?
Only if you're using the total portal.
Yeah, I mean,
The rest is...
He didn't lie to me about it. It did what he said.
How are you trying to send the mail?
Well, my hope was that it would be as quick as possible.
I hand over the piece of paper that I was given with all of the prices and time frames.
Okay. She has a look over. I'm assuming that last effect you came into existence.
It also can't be used for another month.
That's what it says here, yeah. The 10 silver one has to be the way. The express one that's discreet.
What are you so worried about?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're just sending mail, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, just sending mail, yeah. I'll have a talk to him. If you've given him the go-ahead and said that was okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Kato! And she gets up again and just marches towards him, and you overhear a conversation start where he says, "Who knows what's in that soup?" And that it takes off from there.
So, where are you going next?
Oh, I did not plan that far in front.
Are you on the run from something?
Oh, no, not anymore.
You were running from something?
Sounded like it from what you were speaking about earlier.
Oh, well, look, there's just some people I'd rather not bump into for a while.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Make a deception check.
Can I roll inside against that?
12.
That's a natural 12 plus 4, 16.
Definitely that nothing had
Bit of an inflection.
inflections, yes. Something's up.
Can I roll inside on that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Look, your business is your business, but if you could keep the people following you out of here, that would be ideal.
Well, they are currently that far away on the map.
In what direction exactly?
I believe it was pointed out to me, so I'll point out somewhere around there, I believe.
That's a bit of distance to. That'd take. Would I understand that would take days unless you're using the lightning rail to get to? Yeah. Do you think that they would be following you or wanting to come see you?
No, well, I don't know where I am, so I don't know how they would.
Do you want me to point on the map where you are?
No, he did not. No,
we've already
I'm up here somewhere, but
yeah.
Apart from this room, I have not seen what's around.
What
Not
about
much.
you? Where are you going next?
To be honest, I was looking to study this book for a day or two with Maury. Maybe accompany him to the capital city so he can have a look around there. I've got some friends in the Talenta Plains I wouldn't mind visiting as well. So it depends on what happens from here on in. I've got a couple of days free.
So what do you do? You seem quite knowledgeable about things. You're just here to tell him about the place?
Yeah, I reached out to him because at the moment I'm studying some things to do with the gods.
Which ones?
All of them.
Why?
It helps me dealing with some challenges, and I'll make a suggestion of what I look like.
So what do you want them to make you not look like that?
No, not that. Back in the Temple of Shan, we're committed to helping some tieflings that might not be doing so well for themselves.
Are you referring to prejudice?
Not always. Some are not kind and maybe need to be re-educated.
Oh, the tieflings.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
mean,
we also deal with a couple of the...
bad in every kind, right?
Well, yes. But we also deal with some of the temples in the districts as well.
Right.
So it helps us know more about what they're doing.
Okay.
So what do you know about Balinor?
What do I know about Balinor?
Like Valinor?
Balinor?
Yeah.
Oh, like the god?
Yes.
Oh. Make a religion
so
check.
confused then.
Sorry, yes. Coming back to me now.
Snap back to reality.
History?
History.
Yeah, I don't know much. I run that one. Again.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it's you haven't heard of it before. Haven't heard the name at all.
I haven't come across that name yet. Is it something that you can give me some insight in?
Oh, he's kind of the god of nature where I'm from.
And that would be in Valinor, yes?
The Elding Reaches.
Oh, the Elding Reaches. Apologies. And have you come? Do you worship to him?
Yeah, well, my people do.
Big following out there?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the Elding Reaches. It's all like trees and shit.
But there's all, as you just heard from my friend, there's trees and shit in other parts of the country as well, and they don't pray to him.
Well, isn't he from another country? I don't know how the gods work.
Well, that's neither do we. So
I
that's what I'm
haven't
trying to
really heard
figure
of
out.
many of the other ones until like recently.
Yeah, okay.
I guess maybe he doesn't hang around the cities or something.
Who?
Balinor.
Probably not if he's a god of nature. I'd assume he'd feel not too happy about larger cities.
I don't know. There's, I know the biggest one near us is like Greenhold, I think.
Greenheart.
Greenheart.
I don't know, possibly. I've not been out that way myself.
No, I've never been there, but I think they like talk about maintaining the forests and stuff after they burn down.
Okay.
Maury comes back at that point and sits silently again.
Have you ever heard of Baranor?
Balinor. We don't revere gods as such in the Undying Lands, but we research, of course. And I think when you see, or if you ever do come to Aranol and see our environment, I think the god Balinor would be an apt carer and caretaker of our lands. Fascinating deity, you call them. Yes, I've certainly heard of Balinor, god of nature, animals, carer, shepherd of the flock, that sort of thing. Why do you ask?
He's kind of like the patron of the area I'm from.
He beams at that and says, Eldine Reaches, you said, yes?
Yeah, with the big trees and stuff.
There would be any number of places that we would find unwelcoming. But the Eldine Reaches is not one of them, for so what I hear. I think I must visit it. I'm sure there will be similarities, and I'm trying to find similarities in while I visit here. I do wish of that sort of connection between our people. So you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little while since I've been there, but you might want to be careful. Sometimes the forest can be a bit dangerous.
Oh, everyone hydrate. Also, hi, Declan.
Hi there.
Thanks for tuning in and saying hi while you're running the class. That's ridiculous.
Amazing. Posture check, oh god.
Bam.
Oh, man.
And another
Gotta
hydrate.
do that.
Oh, I run out of hydrate.
I certainly needed that.
Yeah.
Well, I will absolutely head there. Are the roads safe? Would you say that, for the most part, if I travel alone, I will have any trouble?
Is there... What's the climate of... Like, by climate, I mean, like, is there any social unrest that we're aware of in the area?
That you're aware of now.
Things are pretty stable at the moment.
Yep.
This is never ideal to travel on your own, but if you had to, now's probably the best time.
As Locke, you've heard of just brigands on the road, things like that. But Karnath, out of everywhere, is probably the best place to travel around because of the military history that they have and the reputation they keep. Soldiers are very diligent with their patrols, and they don't shirk duty at all. And they do travel far out the towns too to patrol.
Yeah, okay. It's perhaps after you leave Karnath that you might want to have some protection. You've only been here for a day and a half, yeah?
No, I've been here a couple of days. Just here in
Karnath.
Yes.
Okay.
In which case, I'm not one really to be able to defend myself too well. I have some small magics I can bestow. I've heard of this, some inventions that have came into existence not too long ago by House Kenneth, I believe.
I mean, if you're thinking, the safest way to travel between country to country would be the lightning rail.
Well, yes, but even on such a fast travel, there's always danger, or can be. Ships, airships that I see in the sky, wonderful things, by the way. But more, I'm talking maybe weapons, things I can keep on my person, hidden. I've heard of these. They're like crossbows, but they have a mechanism within that allows one to, well, they call it shooting.
Do I know he's talking about a pistol?
Yeah. It's fairly common knowledge nowadays in Khorvaire that pistols are new, unpredictable, but powerful forms of defense. So they're not common. They're just well known.
Yeah.
They're still the production is still in the early stages.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's hardly likely that 1 in 1,000, like 1 in 10,000, will have a pistol. It's a rarity, but they do exist.
Yeah. Okay. You're speaking about a gun or a pistol.
Yes. I forgot the term. Are they readily available?
Pretty hard to come by.
Oh.
I wouldn't know. Perhaps.
Very well. I've heard crossbows are also popular.
If you want something similar, the best thing is a hand crossbow.
Where can I find one of those in Vedikar?
Probably any local weaponry store. They're not super hard to come by.
Are they expensive?
They won't cost you anywhere near as much.
Well, thank you. I'll see if I can find one on my way out of town.
Might I ask? I know that the purpose was for you to come over here and speak on behalf and learn what you can. But is there a benefactor that you have here that you can?
Admittedly, I'm trying to find them. I'm trying to find benefactors. But no, before meeting you, really, I am quite new to this land.
Okay.
No one has called me over. I don't quite know why there was a need for me now in this moment to come along. Perhaps the Undying Court was waiting for a time where peace was more dominant than war. And it took some time for them to discuss this behind closed doors, and they discovered that this was the best time as any. That I would be least threatened.
Anybody else over an Ambassador Shan?
As far as I'm aware, no. Again, when 80 years passed, when the war between the demons and Khorvaire picked up more, there was interest from Arenol. We watched and waited for the request for help, which we didn't get. Now, we had not really spoken for hundreds of years before that, but we thought with our magic, with our power, we could have helped. Certainly an alliance of sorts would have been not unheard of. Perhaps Khorvaire, the kingdoms were a little uneasy about us.
Based on what I've heard of stories from 80 years ago, it sounds like some of the group that were responsible maybe had some sort of a thirst for their egos to be fed. That's probably why.
Why no one called?
Yeah.
A weakness.
If they do it without calling, then they take all of the heroism.
It is a weakness that we all have. This risk of being too proud. Yes? I'm glad it's not just us that holds that emotion within. It's a good thing. Again, I try and find these connections with the world. It's good that you've all found peace, finally. Perhaps not in your personal lives. I'm not quite sure of where you are.
Red for filth.
Where you are sitting there, but as a whole, as a population, has there been any threat, any dangers over the past since this Fraser Blue was defeated?
has there been? Just gonna roll a history check.
You can roll history.
Yeah.
You can do it with advantage.
6. That's a nat 20.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Okay.
good job. Hey, first nat 20.
Yeah.
Nat 20 to campaign 3. Love it.
Yeah, well, nat 20 with
Mhm.
whatever modifier. I think it's a 4 for history. Yeah.
You know that immediately in the aftermath of Fuzzer Blue's demise, demons didn't simply go away. They didn't retreat. They kept fighting. They kept fighting maybe even more ferociously. And it was then that Carneth, the Talenta Plains, and Breland, and Valinor, and Zalago, pretty much all of the countries that bordered Sire, were caught up, if you will, caught up with the danger and brought power and people and weapons to the fray and drove them inward. And then the wizards, that dragon mark houses, the most powerful of them, threw them back into hell. And so that lasted another 10 years.
10 years after. So realistically, the only last 70 years have been a bit more peaceful.
After that, the Warforged were established. That was another couple of years only for the Warforged to have that responsibility of starting to clean up Sire, I guess, and make it their own home.
Yeah.
And the Creation Forge, the rumor has it that it's been very successful with creating new Warforged quickly under the watchful eye of its caretakers.
Yeah.
And therefore, the Warforged are much more populated than they were, and now are no more nomads.
Yeah, yeah.
And the armies went back to being, with the thanks of, well, mostly the Talenta Plains and Brelan gave thanks and traded and gifted a large, sums of money, books, other treasures in thanks to these other countries.
Yeah. Okay.
For providing their forces.
Yeah. Can I re-divulge that information too?
Yeah.
So yes, the last probably 60 to 70 years have been a lot more peaceful. There's a bit of prejudice here and there on the account of some things, but for the most part, it's okay.
It's a fascinating history you have. I wonder. I'm not much with a crossbow, but well, since I know I've just met you all, but if you could take maybe a day or two with me to gather a little more information from Vedikar, maybe accompany me to. I don't quite know what I'm doing with purchasing goods or anything like that. Maybe a little bit of introductory to the culture, and help me as become a bit more prepared to leave Vedikar and head for Korth. I would be most appreciative. I can pay for your services. Just a little more, maybe company.
I have a job, so without. I don't want to come off rude.
No.
I would have to at least match what I'm making.
Oh yes, I can do that. How much are you making?
How much am I making? I know how much I've made over the period that you've given me, but how much do I make a day?
You make about 56 silver a day.
I relay that information.
Uh,
I'm not going to try and
Sure. Yeah, you're going to be honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He says that's acceptable. I can certainly match that.
I mean, feel free if you'd like to pay us more. I wouldn't say no, but
Well, you come from Vedika, yes? You've been here for some time?
a little bit of time, yeah.
Yes?
I'm not from here, but yeah.
I'd be more than interested in speaking more about Balinor, and finding a bit more about the gods and how you worship them and your people, and of course, yeah, I would be very interested in finding out more about tieflings and your plights. This is all just very valuable to me.
No payment is necessary for me.
I know we share a goal together, and I will accept those terms. Thank you. Do you receive would like payment for your?
Yes, very much so, please.
What's your daily worth?
What do you think I'm worth?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
I've got lots of skills.
Such as?
What do you do for work?
I'm self-employed.
Between self-employed jobs.
Currently between self-employed jobs, but
So you're 56 silver a day too?
Is that good?
It's the same she's getting paid.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, that's acceptable then. Yes, 56 silver a day.
All right.
I'll yes.
I'll tell you stories. I'll be your security.
Oh yes, you're a soldier then.
No. Self-employed.
And of course, I'll be asking if you don't mind the company as well. Just for again, just those couple of days, I'll be asking Ivor. I have some letters to send, and it would be very handy to have him.
It'd be convenient to have him along, so you could send correspondence back to your home city.
Yes, and I feel like I've just got to know you. I wonder. 26 silver is just for the first day, perhaps, if that's okay, just so I can see your worth. Would that be a possibility?
I mean, she's making more money doing her current job.
I think he was just talking to you.
Yeah, what?
Well, here's what I'll do. If I need security, I'll see your worth, and if you are who you say you are, and good security, perhaps that can be more than.
I'd like to point out that I am quite good with self-defense and defense in general.
Well, okay, so perhaps in that case, 26 silver for the first day. So just so I can see if we do.
Oh, you will need to pay me 56 minimum.
He looks over confusingly now and says, "How about 26 silver, and if you perform well, there will be a bonus in it for you."
Oy. I think you have me between a rock and a hard place there, but I guess I have to accept.
Promethean, shaping the campaign.
He audibly breathes a sigh of relief. So all I'll need really, and I thank you for this. You'll be doing myself and Aranel an enormous favor, making sure I am well prepared for the travel, and providing information when needed, cultural, idioms, things like that. That would be ideal. Locke, should we come across people like that again that were in the scabbard? I know I might have appeared somewhat afraid of them, but I wasn't.
That's fine.
What is your best course of action for that sort of behavior?
I must admit it's been some time since I've run into something like that.
What will you do then?
There's not much to do.
What if...
It's not criminal to act like an asshole.
No. We can report them just the same.
I wouldn't bother.
Are there that many of them?
Like I said, it's been some time since I've come across something
They
like that.
exist.
But they exist, yeah. Just depends.
We'll do our best to ignore them then, and if it comes to extremes, then we'll act.
Don't worry. If anything takes place, I'm prepared for it. And I'll kind of gesture down to the weapons that I've got on either side of my waist.
He looks at them, eyes wide, and he says, I believe you. Do any of you do magic?
No. No, I don't know how.
I've got a little bit of skill.
Really? Is it to do with Balinor and magic of nature?
I got this fancy little thing I can do, and I'll use Druidcraft to... Let me read what Druidcraft does. Create a tiny, harmless sensory effect. So let's see.
If only someone did it all the time last campaign.
Actually, you know what? Tell you what, I guarantee you I can tell you what tomorrow's weather would be.
Some sort of I guess what would you call it? Foresight.
Yes. And I'll use Druidcraft and look, I guess you can decide, but it suggests things like a golden orb for clear skies, clouds for rain, falling snowflakes as like a visual effect to predict the weather for the next 24 hours.
And
A glorified weatherman.
yeah,
I'm a meteorologist.
Can you even spell that?
You don't know that I can't spell it.
I didn't ask you that, guys. If we happen to prone any trouble as well, I can, from my education in the clergy and the temple, I have some tricks up my sleeve to help us.
Thank you. And in your hand at the same time, Rin, falls snow.
Ooh, it's going to be cold out tomorrow. I've actually never been outside here. Is it snowing now?
It's actually quite warm outside.
Well, then I guess this will be a very good test of my abilities, because it's definitely going to snow.
That's quite amazing. We should use that and prepare clothes for the occasions.
Just because I don't have any of these fancy weapons on me doesn't mean I don't know how to defend myself.
Security. Thank you, everyone. I know I'm new to the world, to this world, but I appreciate your at least for a short time letting me find out more about you and about the world. I feel lucky. And all your names.
No, it's Locke.
Lock. Oh, I'm sorry, Lockie. But I'm rest assured in my letters I'll mention to Aranel your generosity, and that doesn't go astray. And he tips his cup up to you and says, "Is it cheers? Is that how you say it?"
Or you can just say, what you're cheersing to without the cheers.
Cheers will suffice.
To friendships.
And I'll raise it up.
Cheers.
All right. And as you take the toast and you drink it, drink the ales or the juices.
I just pictured us all drinking actual toast. Then I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
wait,
fair.
what the?
That's fair.
Well, the bread was described as soggy.
Right. And Maury continues to discuss a little bit about Aranol and his journey here on a House Lyranda ship on water. And he discusses the calm seas. And it is a nice description It's a pleasant one, because as he's describing it, in front of you, just above the table, there appears a small ship that is the same description as what was said to you. A 4-masted galleon that seemed to have House Lyranda emblem on it, on the side, painted. And it flows with a beautiful wind over what you see to be a water, calm seas. And he points to these small sailors on the ship and calls them by name. And he points to where the captain is. And you can see that the captain looks up at Maury and gives a little wave, and Maury waves back. And as this prestidigitation magic is formed, just a calmness sweeps over you as the seas roll by. And we'll end it there for this evening.
Hey, while we're reporting, just because I know I made a joke about Promethean shaping the campaign, a bunch of people got their Twitch recaps today, and in the last few days, which is basically like Spotify Wrap, but for Twitch. Promethean has watched 406 hours of Fate Script in the last year.
Thank you.
And
That's
Ash
amazing.
Makes Stuff has watched
What's wrong with him?
has watched over 200 hours as well.
Wow.
That's a lot of gameplay.
It's a lot. Keeping in mind, right, that I think mine for Fate Script was 480. So like Promethean's just behind me.
That's amazing. Thank you for always seeing and watching us. I hope.
Yeah,
Thank you
always
very much.
support. That's pretty amazing.
Humbling little
Yeah.
to hear. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed yourself this evening as well, and you all too.
Of course.
Hey, I'm trying not to do cliffhangers.
No,
that's
give me
okay.
cliffhangers.
At the end of every episode. No, I enjoyed that. I think that was cool. I don't know. I like a calm ending.
Nice little introduction.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want more D&D, the 17th of this month is the next Echoes of Divinity session, which will be the final for the year.
Final of the year, yeah, nice.
Speaking of, actually, what's our schedule look like? Because we...
Yeah, you won't be here next week, yeah?
No, next week
Week
we're
after.
here. Week after we're not here.
2022nd.
Oh, no. Yeah, 26th we're not here. So the next week will be the last before Christmas.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, cool.
Lovely. All right.
Weird.
Well, in that case, we'll see each other and you all
Next week.
Yeah. Amazing. Shall we raid?
Yeah.
Let's raid someone. Let's see who's in the list of people.
There are so many people that are live that I follow at the moment.
Goodness.
So many fucking.
I mean, we could go Critness, but they might finish up. Oh, Fat 90s guy's there.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay. Fat 90s guy. Amazing.
It's been a while since we've rated him, actually.
Yeah. Let's do that. We're going to start raid. Hey, hopefully everyone enjoyed their episode 1. Have an amazing evening. We're going to raid in
No, fucking
3, 2, 1. Have a good night. Take care.
Ah!
Trouble.